Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Sound Stream. It's a packed week of news, and I'm a little tired, so apologies if I just zone out. I don't mean to. It just might happen. It's daylight savings, and here we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, on our wonderful voice chat, our panel, I'm going to call you guys a panel of guests today, and I don't know why because you guys are always here, but let's just call you the panel. I don't know, fancy titles. What's up, Ryan Darkclaw643?
Remember, people, whenever someone asks who's the Red Ranger in Mighty Morphin, it's always Rocky. There was no one before Rocky.
There's only Rocky. There is no Zool. And of course we have Jerry Fighter Cows.
I only just understood Dark Claw's reference thanks to seeing something only like a half hour ago.
And that's all we'll refer to of that event for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Psycho has the time in America has changed. Yeah, we do this dumbass thing every year. I already started cursing. Where in the fall we roll our clocks backwards an hour, and then in the spring we roll our clocks forward an hour to supposedly save daylight. And it's the dumbest thing, and I hate it, and it wrecks my sleep schedule, and I just every single time, it sucks.
When you have a job, what is a sleep? When you have a job, you don't have a changed sleep schedule. You just know when to wake up and go to sleep.
Yeah, I have to wake up at a certain time regardless of what time I went to bed. That's my thing. Because like today, I had to get up at 10:30 to make sure I got all the stream stuff done, and then I spent like an hour and a half copying the files for the G.I. Joe rundown because I shot 402 shots of G.I. Joes, and honestly, it's gonna be great. It's just a lot of work. There was just too many G.I. Joes. And all right, a comment Spidey's comments great. They said, "Hey, so I saw your Sentai tier list, and listen, I forgive you for putting Q Ranger at C. You're only human, and it's okay to be wrong." I love comments like that. Thank you. Speaking of our chat, Ryan, would you like to give everybody a rundown of who is here?
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome, Jamie's World, Mateki T, Kamen Jojo, Master Ben, Jojo Star, Spin Dash, Jeremy Carr, Russian Wanderer, Kaiju 1954, Dr. Grid, Psycho O's, Andrews, Psycho O's, if he War Tom, Common Spidey, and Mass Radiant.
All right. And on that note,
also shout out to Jamie's World, Spin Dash, Master Ben, Dr. Grid, Psycho O's, and Kyle for being channel members. If you want to be a channel member, hit the join button down below. We have multiple tiers.
And perks like early access to videos, which is probably the best perk that we got at the moment, I think. You get early, basically, I'll explain this. I don't explain this often enough. Basically, early access to videos is like when I get them done and I have them uploaded, I usually just automatically set them to publish to members. Sometimes it's the whole day before, sometimes it's 2 days before, sometimes it's like 12 hours before. It just depends. I don't have like a set schedule for it. But when the video's done, you get to see it. And as far as I know, and members can correct me if I'm wrong, when you watch it in the early access period, you don't get ads. So there's another perk. And it's neat. Us continue to do videos like that crazy Sentai viewing guide I did, or the upcoming G.I. Joe video. And so that
if you want to support the channel, we can either become a membership, super chat in the chat right now, or just liking and subscribing. Or most of you are probably already subscribed because that's the way you can chat. But liking the stream will help a lot getting the stream out there.
Hitting that like button takes like 1 second, helps the stream a whole lot, and it also, if you also, hit the chat, you got to be subscribed to be a part of the live chat. But hitting subscribe is just as easy as one little click. So pretty nice. And Falcon Tech says, if you want to be the first to comment, become a channel member. Exactly. I'm trying to keep up with my comments. They do come in, quite frequently, but I usually try to respond to member comments in the early access period, so you even get like replies quicker through that. If I'm on top of things, which I should be, I'll reply quicker to the early access stuff. So that is a lot of the perks down there. There are some other smaller perks, and we haven't done a members only live stream yet, which I need to do. It's just hard scheduling it in while I'm working on these like huge videos at the moment.
Have you ever done doing editing live streams?
I've thought about doing editing live streams. There was one year I did. Let me do the photoshopping for the Marvel Rundown cards while streaming, and it crashed after an hour. Like my computer just died. So
Was that through Wi-Fi or
that was
Ethernet
through
cable?
LAN. The problem was the bandwidth of running OBS and a voice call and the editing software just like shut it all down. So I might figure it out. We'll figure out something. It may just be like a gaming stream for members or something like that. I'm not gonna lock the news show behind it because it's the news, and I want to tell you guys about stuff, and that's what we do here. It's pretty nice. Also, for those that are watching this on the replay, there are title cards for every news story. So if you want to skip to a certain news story, just skim until the title card pops up. So that was
I
definitely...
forget as mods. I forget what, because I know chapter marks can be made, but I'm not sure. I know some chapter time marks can be like community made by fans or what, but I don't know. But I don't know if that you have to be a mod like me and Kaus, or
I'm not
you have to specifically go to settings to add that.
I'll have to look into that and see how that works. Welcome, Toma. So I was asked with the Sentai viewing guide, what was the most common nitpick? That was people keep pointing out that I didn't mention Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge. I totally recorded that segment, and total editing mistake. I meant to put it back in. I may have looked at the Kyoryuger segment as like, this is too long, and then just like didn't look to put it back in or something. I don't remember exactly, to be honest. I just don't remember. It's a bit of a blur editing that video. So, that being said, speaking of videos, this is me pimping videos. So we've got the Space Share Charavan Blu-ray review.
Which you could call it the Toku home media double feature.
Yeah. So we got the Space Share Charavan Blu-ray, which a lot of people watched, which was really nice, and the long-awaited Raven Banner Shin Ultraman Blu-ray, which is, I think, it was a nice doubleheader of two great releases. So
I would say, for one, I love the Charavan cover by Discotek. It looks
so
the most
good.
80s. It looks like the most 80s like cover ever. I want all the Metal Heroes to have that kind of 80s feeling cover to them. Also, I would say I'm not sure that's how Canada does their movies, but man, it's kind of curse looking seeing the case for that thing without the slip cover, because it's not it doesn't look like any Blu-ray case I've seen. I almost thought that was a DVD size case when you took out the slip cover. It's like, what? Where's the blue? Where's the little ridge thing on the top?
I was happy that it didn't get stuck with like a rating logo on the front cover, because that happens a lot in Canada, and it has to happen in the UK. Any UK release will get has to have the rating on the front cover. But yeah, those were a good time. I forgot what shorts I made last week. We did a Digimon short and a little Marvel comic shelf thing. I haven't had any really spectacular short ideas lately. So I've just been kind of doing these little ones.
What you need to do is just bring back Sal's toy chest, and just, but what it is literally just you digging through your bins of toys and just like, which one do I pull out today? Which one do I pull out today?
I need to have room to dig out my bins, because I got some really big bins. All right, so there's that. Now, the other PSA of the week, if you are wanting to get Haslab Omega Prime, you have 3 days, 7 hours, and...
Also, a PSA just telling you, if you back this thing, get your wallets ready, because that's going to be $300 gone from your bank.
3 hours, 6 days, and 46 minutes. Sorry, 3 days, 6... I'm already tired. 3 days, 6 hours, and 46 minutes until they charge you for Omega Prime. So if you backed Omega Prime, your card's going to be charged
also,
soon.
Man, I'm not sure that they finally add the international orders, because my God, that's a jump.
Yeah, it jumped up. We were just over 16,000 last week. Now we're over 19,000. So we are really close to this charging. Hold on to your butts. It's happening. And if you want to get in, you have 3 days, 6 hours, and 44 minutes.
I will try to be a good money man. Like, try not to buy anything. But then the Amazon restock the Discotek Digimon Season 1 set. I get that, and then I bought some Dragon Stars and some other stuff, and like, damn it.
Yep. Welcome, Alex Ashbourne. Falcon's Tech said RIP March toy budget. Yeah, I know. RIP my wallet. It's been I'm at this point where it's like if I had a little bit of fun money and I bought Sandland, which we'll talk about in a little bit why, but like, you know, at this point if I spend like $1, it's just the whole thing's going to burst.
I'm grateful that Target just randomly had a random toy sale yesterday. So I bought
nice.
I got the Multiverse Red Tornado because he was like $10.
Oh, that's
so
a
I
great
got him.
figure. I love that one.
Yeah, I know he is. I also got because it was like $20. I got I'm not sure you've seen them, but those Jazzwares Pokemon Trainer Series figures.
I have seen those, and I thought
those are really high quality for like they're also just basic $20. Like I got the Garchomp and Charizard 2-pack because I need Charizard for my Smash collection, and I always like Garchomp. So, but they're really nice figures for the quality figures. They're really nice quality especially for the price. Though I will say they're shelf killers. They're huge.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to get any of them because they look gigantic. Kaiju1954 asks, "How far are you into One Piece?" I'm on volume 49 of the manga, about halfway through Filler Bark. So, and Alex, we haven't gotten that far yet. We haven't even technically started.
What you need to do eventually, either a One Piece character tier list or a One Piece arc tier list.
I could do an arc tier list easy because I already kind of know what I want to put some of them in. And I'll talk about what I think about Skypia. Anyway, I know that's not a controversial hot take, but also like, I think Skypia is my least favorite arc of One Piece so far. We can talk about that later when I get caught up.
I think that is a lot of people's least favorite, from what I understand.
My biggest problem with Skypia, I'm not going to get on a tangent. I'm just going to focus. The biggest problem with Skypia is it's almost like a beat for beat remake of Alabasta, and it comes right after Alabasta. So, yeah. Dr. Grid says, "Are you going to check out the new Bang Braveheart figure?" I'm not sure I'm going to get the deluxe one anymore. I'm thinking the Modroid, and I don't want to say why because I want people to watch Braveheart.
Watch essentially after the latest episode.
After the latest episode, I decided I'm going to go with the Modroid.
Did you see it?
I did, and did
you finally see it?
I did finally see it. And
it's
it was good,
glorious.
and I'm like, yeah. I love the show, and I don't want to talk about it because it's like spoilers for people that haven't seen it. But I did change my mind. I'm not going to get the big deluxe one. I'm going to get the Modroid because of other things and reasons. I think you guys can figure out where I'm going with this.
I'll keep saying that, especially after this last week's episode, Braveheart is the most gayest super robot mecha anime ever, and it's beautiful for it.
Yep. Really.
I can't say nothing else after that one.
Oh no, it's 100%. Like there is zero subtext left now. It's glorious. I love it. It's everything mecha anime has tried to be and never been fully committed to. So, all right, it's news time, guys. It's news time. First piece of news. Spin Dash mentioned this just a little bit ago. The Super Mario Brothers 1993 30th anniversary 4K release from Umbrella Entertainment does have a wide single release, and it has now popped up on US Amazon.
That's great. Because I forget, was the bonus all the cool bonus features, was that only exclusive to that special edition, or are they on
all the physical bonuses are exclusive to that edition? All the extras are on this edition because they are included on the disc.
That's what I was looking for.
And Spin Dash mentioned it has a reversible cover, so if you don't want PG low-level violence on the front cover, you don't have to.
Oh, that's great.
So, anyways, that's now available. Next up, this is a weird thing Paramount's doing. It's called all four formats, one great price. It's a 4K, a Blu-ray, a DVD, and a digital code in a DVD size case. And I have to ask, who is this for?
Man, no, I just
you know exactly who it's for.
Yeah,
because he loves the Beverly Hills Cop.
I hear that the way I hear that I get nostalgia for back in 2013 when you get the Blu-ray, the 3D Blu-ray, the DVD, the digital code. But now replace the 3D Blu-ray with the
Here's
4K,
the nice part. they're $10.99 and they include Quiet
what?
Place, Interstellar, Shutter Island, Cloverfield, Hunt for Red October, Beverly Hills Cop, Escape from LA, and The Untouchables. So
What do you mean? What do you mean? They're only $10.99.
Okay.
$10.99 for all those four, because they've released these
Escape
movies
from
like a dozen
LA
times.
though, not New
So
York. Huh.
yeah,
If
just
the Son-
LA.
if the Sonic
Although the Untouchables I like,
if
so
any
that's good.
if any of the Transformers or Sonic movies get releases like these, I might hope for them. That's the case.
Yep. I agree here with Shumalus Logan, who works at Discotek, or technically Media OCD, but we're just going to shorten things. He said, "I can't imagine ever needing a copy of a movie I'm buying on UHD, especially if I have a digital copy as well. This feels like it's a solution looking for a problem, but maybe it's just me."
I mean, when they're that cheap,
When they're that cheap, it's like, oh, why not have a DVD copy? Like, they're not charging you
yeah,
extra for it. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Um,
what I mean. They're so like I see $10.99 for especially 4K. Like, huh? What?
yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, a lot of people have talked about like Falcon Tech mentioned like how why are DVD still a thing? It's because if basically from what I've gathered, if people are buying, oh, this says PSAs and not Blu-ray news. I mean, it kind of is PSA still. Anyways, Tokutek's cosplay. We're going to talk about Godzilla in 4 news topics. So in the next half
Don't
hour.
worry, the big G's coming.
Yep. So the thing is that they're not charging you extra for the DVD copies, which is fine. But yeah, it's kind of one of those things of like people who are buying DVD are only buying DVD, and people who are buying Blu-ray are buying a mix of 4K and Blu-ray, and that's where the market's split right now.
I think it's the classical. I think it's still hard to describe the reasons to buy Blu-ray over DVD to the common folk who are not hardcore into the home media scene. Like the people just buy. Oh, I like this movie. I'll just go get it. Go get it. And they see DVDs is like cheaper than Blu-ray. I'll go get. They don't really care about picture part. They just want to have the ding.
Spin Dash says this thing is basically a Trojan horse for Walmart buyers. Yeah, they think they're just getting a cheap DVD, and surprise, you're getting better things inside.
Well, no, I think that's also the case because Target's pretty good with their Blu-ray selection, but like Walmart DVD, nah, you had to.
That being said, Walmart is starting to put up displays for steelbooks in 4Ks, so they're expanding their home. It's interesting. Walmart's expanding their home video section. Target's shrinking it, and Best Buys have giant holes where their home video used to be, and they have nothing to fill the space with.
I noticed because
then they wonder why Walmart's getting bigger.
I noticed that because especially with Walmart making those I noticed like the Crunchyroll they're having that new Crunchyroll section, and most anime is only Blu-ray and sometimes DVD. So maybe that's
anime
why.
if anime gets DVD, it's usually a Blu-ray DVD combo pack.
Yeah.
So all right, in other 4K Blu-ray news, we're finally getting a second wave of Disney Plus 4K Blu-rays. I say finally. I do realize Mandalorian season 1 and 2 have only been out like 3 months, so it's not like a shock. But all 4 of these releases are dropping on April 30th. They're going up for pre-order tomorrow, March 12th, and I'm so excited for half of these.
These are, what you say? These are probably the last Disney home media. Yeah,
I would say these are the
Sony.
last Disney home media before it becomes Sony releasing Disney home media. I think releasing all 4 of these on April 30th is because they want to get these out before things transition to Sony, right?
I was definitely say I got the first, I guess you could call them wave of the Disney Plus steelbooks. Like artwork and cover size are fine, but man, these 4 have some gorgeous artwork on the steelbooks.
Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them one by one. So Falcon and the Winter Soldier, interestingly marked as the complete first season. That was weird to me because WandaVision was marked as just WandaVision, and so it was like listed as complete series. As far as I know, there's not plans to make another season of.
Unlike
show.
WandaVision, you could continue doing more seasons of Falcon and the Winter Soldier just under Captain America and the Winter.
That's what I kind of hope for because it sounds like the Cap movie's not going to be much about Cap and more about Hulks.
Yeah, but but since like WandaVision, like that, like there's no way you can make a scene 2. This, like it ended. It just adventure ended. It's not like Curse Stomp can't make anymore. So I guess that makes sense why they it's a just in case scenario, I imagine.
Yeah. Spin Dash says, I want them to put these up on Disney Movie Club, but not getting my hopes up. I'm in the same thing. Like, they could technically put them up and ship them out before Disney Movie Club closes, and I'd be able to, like, save a lot of money, but I'm not planning for that to happen, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Anyways, I'm excited for this. I really like the show, overall.
I still love this show. I know some people. I know it has
It
problems.
has
but
its
like,
problems, but
I think the
still
strong
solid.
moments. I think it's one of those
Yeah.
things where the strong moments outweigh the weaker moments. And same with
Welcome to
and same thing
Hellfire.
with Moon Knight. Same thing with Moon Knight when we get to that one.
It's gonna have a featurette about Cap Shield, a gag reel, 2 deleted scenes. That's all new stuff that's never been released before. And then there's the assembled documentary that was on Disney Plus. Moon Knight has like the coolest freaking steelbook here.
No, the art is beautiful on the Moon Knight.
Yeah, it looks really
steelbook.
good. I'm still mixed on this show because the finale pissed me off, but I watched it again and I was like, oh, I enjoyed this more.
I think for me, it's
yeah.
Oscar Isaac just carries this whole show, and I think
It's the characters. Also, Scarlet Scarab is like the coolest lady ever. I love her. Yeah, Hellfire, all you missed is just some Blu-ray news, and we're talking about Disney Plus Blu-rays. Anyways, this steelbook's gorgeous. I love it.
Also, I love the interior art is when Conchi was rotating the Earth. That's a great
Yeah.
shot used for the interior art.
I think that was super smart.
Also, I like the disc has like the Moon Knight crescent and then Mr. Knight's little baton things.
Yeah, they actually, because they kept that up here with the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Just it's one's Cap shield and then one's the Winter Soldier like updated logo. It's not like the Winter Soldier logo, but it's like the Bucky no longer part of the
program.
Yeah, the program. Dr. Good, I skipped the Gundam VR movie news because they announced that a while ago, and the only news today is we opened a website and it has absolutely no details on it. So we'll just cover it when there's actually news. They keep going, here's news, and it's not actually news. It's like, we're still making this. Anyways, bonus features, an Egyptology featurette, the assembled documentary, 2 deleted scenes, and a gag reel. So, pretty cool. And then the third one is probably my least favorite show out of this batch, if I'm being honest. The Obi-Wan Kenobi, marked as the complete series, because there is not going to be another season of this. They spent way too much money getting the actors the first time.
Also, I'm not sure there's any room to make another season.
Yeah, timeline-wise, there's no room. I think there's a lot of moments I really love about this show, but like overall, I was like, this should have just been a movie.
I mean, that's what it was gonna be, right?
It was gonna be a movie, and then they made it into a show, and then they rewrote the show last minute because for some reason they wrote Darth Maul as the main villain of the show.
I mean, also, aren't there just scenes they just straight up just copy from Rebels?
Yes, they copied scenes from Rebels and Jedi Fallen Order, and they did the same plot for 4 episodes in a row. They did Leia gets kidnapped in episode 1, they save her in episode 2. She gets kidnapped in episode 3, they save her in episode 4. Like, it clearly they were stretching to make a series, but there's still a lot of great stuff in it.
This arc's also great with having Obi-Wan and Darth Vader.
I like the focus on Obi-Wan and Vader on here because if I see the live action Grand Inquisitor again, I'm gonna gag. Sorry, I'm still salty about that. That was the worst live action transition of an animated Star Wars character. What's neat here is that we have brand new produced features, including what is this? 3 featurettes: Duels of the Fate, Obi-Wan vs. Vader, Dark Times Villains, and Designing the Galaxy. So that's way more than the Mando sets got. And then you get a director's commentary on the final episode by director Deborah Chow. So that would be pretty cool.
Cause I know Mando couldn't have that much motion feature because weren't like all of them like longer than the show, right?
Yeah. Because they had the
was there any?
Because they didn't include the Disney Gallery, and I don't remember if there was a Disney Gallery for Obi-Wan. Because I found the Disney Gallery Star Wars behind these. I thought the of course anything put out by studios is going to be a little bit self-congratulatory and not really go into like the problems of the production. But I felt like the Marvel assembled stuff has done a better job of like showing like the whole picture of how the whole movie or show came together, whereas the Star Wars ones are like, hey, look how great we are, and I'm like, I always get kind of bored and I never really watch them all, so I have no idea if they did one for Obi-Wan, to be honest. But anyways, that's pretty nice. And then the crown jewel of the Disney Plus library, Andor season 1, coming on 3 discs. It's the first that has to be on 3 because it's a 12 episode show. I forgot to mention, all these come with art cards. It's the same setup as the first wave. Great art on this packaging. And it comes with bonus features for every arc from the show. So you get Ferrex Part 1, Imperial Occupation, Aldani Rebel Heist, Coruscant Whispers of Rebellion, Narkina 5, One Way Out, and Ferrex Part 2, Fight the Empire. So they're newly produced, and it's going to be like basically, here is a feature on each arc of the show, which is just 100% what I wanted. So
That's actually really smart. It's actually really
super
smart to do
smart.
that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I love the show so much. It's like absolutely like my favorite Disney Star Wars thing. So I'm
I have a,
very excited.
I do
So
have a question.
yeah,
Do you think for Werewolf by Night and the Guardian special, do you think they're just gonna bundle that in one package, just the Marvel specials, like Marvel Studios special pack?
I've been
'Cause I'm not
thinking about
sure.
that because I don't think they can release it's not so much they couldn't release Werewolf by Night on its own, but I just don't know how you release the Guardians holiday special on its own.
Yeah, I won't be surprised they'll do this a special like Marvel Studios special pack thing where
Yeah,
it's like
it might be like the
because
Marvel Studios special presentation collection, and it's like
what
the
there's
front of the
so
steelbook is
far.
Werewolf by Night, the back of the steelbook is Guardians holiday.
Yeah, because there's only two so far, right?
Yeah,
Werewolf and
it's only two,
yeah,
and they're not
Guardians.
making any more at the moment. So, it could be a cool, and they're also like holiday themes, so they can come out in the fall and tie
Yeah,
to
just
both.
recent November.
Yeah, and bonus features wise, you do black and white and color for Werewolf by Night. You do the director by night, what it's essentially an assembled episode. Then for Guardians, there was no assembled episode, so if there's not new features for it that they can come up with, they could pack in the I Am Groot shorts.
Mm.
And then that would put all of it onto about the same runtime as the normal sets do.
Mm.
So that's my estimate. I
They'll
also
be
do
the
think the next wave of these is going to be, I think we're going to continue to get 2 Star Wars and 2 Marvel.
don't touch any of the
Yeah.
animated stuff.
They haven't touched any of the animated stuff yet, and I'm kind of hoping they do because I really want my Clone Wars Season 7 and my Bad Batch. I do think Bad Batch should just be a complete set. I don't think there's point in doing them
I
single
mean,
seasons.
it'll be really nice if these just real elites did. I think it's you such as in the Discord. What like how Paramount, what Shout did with
Warner Brothers.
Transformers anime.
Oh yeah, like how exactly. Shout for Transformers Animate, they released season 3 on a single set, and then they also did a complete set. So that way, if you had the Paramount DVDs, you could just finish your set.
You didn't get those. You could just get the complete set. So if they did that for Clone Wars, because I don't think Clone Wars has been reprinted ever, right?
No, it hasn't.
After
It hasn't. Disney hasn't printed the first 5 seasons of Clone Wars ever. It was only Warner Brothers.
Did Warner Brothers make all the seasons before the break?
No, because season 6 was Netflix.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. God, Clone Wars has had a mess of a history. First 5 seasons, Cartoon Network. Season 6 was Netflix and not fully complete, and then season 7 was Disney Plus. Like, it's just heck of a history. So the thing is, my prediction, I'm just going to put out my prediction for this. I think the next wave of shows is going to be, it's going to be, for Star Wars, I think it's going to be Book of Boba Fett and Mando Season 3, since those pair together. And for the Marvel side, I think it's going to be, let's say this is a spring wave and we get like a late summer wave, I think wave 3 will be like She-Hulk and Miss Marvel. And then
because those are the next ones.
Yeah, those are like the next ones. And then I think if the wave is like closer to holiday season, it might be She-Hulk and Hawkeye. Because I think they're going to wait to put Hawkeye out for Christmas. But I could also see them doing a late
Loki
fall
season
wave.
2.
Oh yeah, Loki season 2. But like I was kind of thinking about Loki season 2 is definitely not going to be summertime, right? Mm-hmm. It's a little too soon. I do think what they're going to do is kind of put one more popular show with one less popular Marvel show. That's kind of like the pairing.
You don't want to do both She-Hulk and Miss Marvel.
Yeah, so I wonder if maybe it's She-Hulk and someone said Secret Invasion is they're probably gonna put Secret Invasion out just because they spend money on these shows.
They had to.
Yeah, what if Vision's like, because I can't go off animated until they do an animated show. I can't like track like what they could do. But I think like if we have to wait till the fall for a wave, it would be. I still think those 2 Star Wars shows are next. And I think it would be Hawkeye and Werewolf by Night and the Guardians Holiday. I think they're going to get out for the holidays this year. That's my guess. Because Sony's going to be like having a little spot in their ear going, hey, it's great? Holiday tie-ins. So, anyways, I think it's going to be something like that.
Sony likes releasing animated stuff, so
Yep.
there is a chance.
There is a chance, so we'll see what happens. All right, that's it for Blu-ray news. There really wasn't anything else. I went trolling around. There's a lot of obscure films that I'd never heard of before, and I thought instead of just having me sit here and read titles, we'd just move on. Falcon's Tech, that I agree with this. I would prefer the animated shows to be put out as box sets after they end. I agree. Like, I don't think we need to like single season Bad
What If,
Batch or What If or Visions. Like, just bundle them. You know, just give us complete sets on those because I think that'd be smart. The live action shows can kind of carry themselves independently more, which I know sounds like I'm discrediting animation. I'm not. It's just the way the general public perceives it.
Maybe if I could sub Sony at 20, maybe can we get Moon Girl Double Dinosaur season 1 on media, please?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, again, I think that kind of goes into the same thing. I feel like maybe we could get I don't know if Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is going to get a season 3. I know, because I watched all the episodes, and Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is like the best show that Marvel's like ever done, like in the modern Marvel era. The unfortunate part is if they were like, oh, we're not sure about the viewership, I don't know if the viewership's going to show up when they drop like 14 episodes at once and expect people to watch them, because that's a lot.
Actually, now that you have watched all of the season 2A stuff, do you think Zolo could voice Jaime in future animated projects?
Yeah, I think so. He's got good voice acting chops.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Welcome Don Ranger Power. And Common Spidey says, do you think it's possible that even with all the new X-Men cartoon that Disney will suddenly release the 90s X-Men cartoon on Blu-ray? I don't think 90s X-Men will ever see a Blu-ray release because you're not going to get an SD Blu-ray. The show was done by ACOM. There is no way the master files exist for that.
Also,
and even if they do, it's not going to look good. You know,
no matter what, you cannot say the show's animation quality.
The best thing would be though is a DVD set re-release with the entire show in the proper
like a complete series DVD set. Yeah,
complete series DVD set with everything in the proper order. But they were
do not forget Captain Planetary Jubilee in the final episode.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Speaking of animation, we've been waiting. Welcome, LPH. We've been waiting. Muteki was like 76 episodes, but anyways, we've been waiting for Gundam Seed Freedom news. At least those of us in the U.S. There's the movies starting to move around. Alex, the only reason I said not SD on Blu-ray is because Disney/Sony's never gonna do SD on Blu-ray. It's too niche of an idea for the general public to get, and too niche of an idea for these high executives to understand. So she got to cut our losses and go. It'll probably be a DVD. Anyways, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Freedom has been breaking box office records in Japan. It's going to be coming out in the US, and the premiere is going to be twofold. So on March 31st in Los Angeles, there will be a special screening. Tickets went on sale, I think, today. For a standard ticket of $50, you can go see the movie with the voices of Kira Yamato and Lacus Klein, the NYV AV Post and English producer, and the English voice of Lacus Klein, who will be all in attendance. And with the standard ticket for $50, you also get a commemorative pass, a lanyard, a bag, a paper headband, and an Immortal Rising Freedom and Immortal Justice paper headbands. But if you pay $140, you also get all those items plus a commemorative foil print, a regular ass high grade Strike Freedom, and an illustration card of unknown detail. And then if you go to the New York screening, it is only $40 because the only guest is the English voice of Luna Maria. And there's also the premium for $130, which includes all the stuff down below. The best part about this is, they are screening the Japanese and English subtitles. This was my favorite line in the article. Can't make it to either the LA or NYC screening. Don't worry, a wider release is planned. Stay tuned for more info. So.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yep. So we'll see what's up with that. But
it's kind of weird because I've never seen. It's cool they're doing something like this, but it's weird that I never see any other like Dragon Ball never got a treatment like this. It's weird that Gundam got a treatment like this.
I think they were like, "Wow, we made so much money in Japan. We're gonna make a ton of money here. Let's bring some guests out." You are paying for it with the ticket prices, though. They are giving you stuff, but like, yeah, it is. You're paying for the guests, but It's still pretty cool. And with all these dub people being around, that almost confirms they're making a dub, which we could have guessed because they already made.
I know, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's-
It makes sense. Kamen Spidey, I put Geats in the title because Bandai announced a bunch of Geats toys, which we'll talk about later. All right. I'm not gonna. I don't live anywhere near LA or NYC to even go to these. But if you are and you're in the area and you want to go to special events, go for it. If not, just wait for the wide. Yep. All right. Psycho Mantis brought up the He-Man cartoon 4K stand. The way that worked is they found the original film. I just don't know if the X-Men original film masters exist because ACOM was not known for keeping their stuff the way that Filmation was.
Yeah. No, Filmation, like, people like to joke about Filmation's animation quality, but they care. They have a shoestring budget, but they care what they make.
All right. Speaking of X-Men, because we keep talking about X-Men, we have a schedule for the airing of X-Men 97, which they did on this cute little TV guide thing, which I think was fun.
I would say that, like, it's cute, but man, I'm getting a little annoyed. Half the marketing, you just 90s.
No, the marketing always was going to be look at the 90s, and you know what? If that's what gets us more X-Men stuff and that makes us successful, then whatever. I'm happy.
I guess, but so it's like, guys, like,
also, this is the thing. By getting us, because the thing is, no matter how much we complain about it, it's not going to stop it. They've been running this marketing campaign for like 3 years off of look the 90s. This is the thing I'll say. There was another trailer that came out, like a little short spot, and it had more action scenes in it. And I think this is definitely going to be one of those shows where it's going to have some jank ass talking scenes, but some really cool action scenes. Like that's just
like the norm of animation.
The norm of animation. Like I think when this show switches to like action scenes, it could be like yeah, but then it's like people are talking, and you're like, why are you still Sif? Anyways, we got the episode titles. It's interesting they actually released them officially. The thing is, we are getting 2 episodes to start March 20th, and it'll air 1 episode a week until May 15th. For 10 episodes in total. I like weeklies.
Only they did that for Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur.
I know. I mean, they're technically doing that with Disney Channel, but anyways, the thing I wanted to point out is we finally understand why Storm's got the Mohawk, because they're adapting Life Death, which is like the big story for Storm and the Mohawk. And it's going to be interesting, because apparently the 4th episode is Motendo and Life Death Part 1, and then Life Death Part 2 is like
what era?
That's later.
That's 90s era stories,
Yep.
right? All right.
80s actually. Life Death was 80s. Life Death's great though. It's one of the best.
I would, because I remember when the trailer of 97 came out, I saw people really get pissy that they were like referencing how do you pronounce it? Krakoa?
But they only referenced the Krakoa, like they didn't even reference Krakoa era. They just referenced the Hellfire Gala on a newspaper that flies by that you have to pause to read.
But so I find that people complain about it. It's its own continuity. They could do whatever they want.
Yeah.
With like it's that's why it's so weird that people are getting so mad about that. I'm like, it's its own continuity.
But then reading some of these episode titles, a lot of this stuff sounds like stuff that existed before. The stuff that existed prior to the 1997 era. Life Death was from the 80s. Fire Made Flesh is a Phoenix storyline. Tolerance is Extinction sounds like a mix of Extinction Agenda and Great Tolerance or something like that. So like they're doing stuff.
I see people complain about that, and like, how come I don't see people complain that when they add Harley Quinn to stuff that she shouldn't be, like Golden Era or stuff like it's like hypocrite much, right?
Yep. And then adding to that, we got the runtimes for the first 2 episodes. So to me, my X-Men will run 28 minutes and 30 seconds before credits, and Mutant Liberation Begins will run 28 minutes and 39 seconds. So these aren't like 22-minute episodes. These are like solid half-hour chunks, which is awesome.
Which is actually nice. You don't see that with
no commercial breaks.
Yeah,
no
it's nice
commercials.
to see, because you don't really see that with. Do we know what's the age rate? Like what?
It has a TV 14.
Okay, that makes sense.
Wow.
That makes sense. Because mostly TV 14 plus are that like Invincible's around that line, if I remember right.
Invincible, they run even 45 minutes.
So, which I could explain why some animation looks jank, because that's long animation. That's a long animation run to do.
For context, everybody, Storm married Black Panther in the 2000s. Life Death is the story is a love story between Storm and Forge is already confirmed to be in the show. The Storm marrying Black Panther thing, I've always had like a bit of a mixed response to, because I felt like they did it as like a stunt thing and not really for the characters.
I mean,
And they're like, they're both from Africa, therefore they should be married, kind of thing. But they did some interesting stuff with it, and about the time their relationship got interesting was when it ended. And so
yeah, but I was saying,
yeah,
I do understand what you mean there, but man, there was some really cool stuff they did with them
they
as a
did.
couple.
One of my favorite things was when Dwayne McDuffie like sent Reed and Sue on a vacation, and then just had Storm and Black Panther be the married couple in the Fantastic Four. Coolest thing ever.
I got really excited when Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 referenced them being a couple. I'm like, oh, that's so nice to hear, because
there's a lot you can do with it. I think for Marvel in general, though, it's just not going to happen because it's not going to happen in the MCU, right? Because T'Challa's gone. And I mean, they could go crazy and have Storm marry Shuri, but that would just be weird, right?
No, then you get all the grifters ranting.
You get all the complaining people online. But no, I definitely think that, and also I think Marvel just doesn't want people married lately. So that's another factor.
It's a classic goal. It'll make the characters less timeless. Insert Spider-Man people going, read Ultimate Spider-Man.
So JoJo Star says, why can't we get things like this before other canon shows like Spectacular Spider-Man? They've talked about doing more stuff. The reason why they do this is because literally, and I do mean literally, and I don't mean this figuratively. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kamen JoJo. Didn't he cheat on Storm in the comic? I want to say that was the reason they divorced. It was so dumb. I don't remember why they divorced. I just remember they divorced right as they got interesting, and it was really dumb. Anyways, back on track. The thing is that why this and not other shows? I will tell you this. Spectacular Spider-Man, if Spectacular Spider-Man never existed, people would still love Spider-Man. If Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes didn't exist, people would still love the Avengers. Literally, everything X-Men that has come out in adapted media that has been popular and loved is because of X-Men 1992. Without that show, X-Men, there would not have been any movies, there would not have been any other shows, there wouldn't have been toys, there wouldn't have been nothing.
If you were to think X-Men 97, X-Men 92 was what Batman Animated Series was, but even grander, because Batman, people like Batman from the 60s to the Burton movies.
Batman 89 is why Batman the Animated Series got greenlit.
Yeah.
Right.
But
exactly.
so that's why I say X-Men 97 was that for Marvel, but even a bigger scale, because people still knew Batman when the Animated Series came out. It grew because of it. But 92 X-Men exploded. X-Men.
It took a failed pilot in the form of Pride of the X-Men and then made them into a sensation. And that's why we're doing a continuation to that, because it is so popular.
It's the reason why people default to the Jim Lee designs as their default X-Men design, because
even though every other costume Storm has had is better.
Yep.
But that's the thing, is that's why they're the default, because they are the most popular and loved. Where like Fox X-Men were really popular, they burned all the goodwill they had. The 90s X-Men show, even in its later like poorly animated final season, still had people's attention. And that, the theme song and the soundtrack are a big part of that too.
I mean, and sadly, that overshadowed the other two, honestly, better X-Men shows.
Yeah, I mean, of the 3 X-Men shows, I would say it's the worst, but that all 3 X-Men shows are just great. Like, I think all 3 shows are great.
It's I say the worst out of a lot of good ones. Like that's
exactly.
When I say that, no, 92 X-Men is still good. But just I just think Wolverine X-Men and Evolution are just better. In terms of age, I think 92 still holds up, but like
the animation doesn't. The animation is rough.
Yeah.
I just rewatched the show like very recently. It's very rough. The thing I will say, Jeremy Carber's a good point. Reading, I grew up before Storm got the Mohawk, was kind of disappointed she didn't have it in the show back in 92. Yeah, I mean, Mohawk Storm was like the look for her in the 80s. And she only got the long hair because of the Jim Lee redesign. So it's kind of crazy to think about that. But that's why I kind of like this mixed look they got going on, where it's like Mohawk and then the white suit.
Man, all the people misquoting that like the Storm.
Oh my god! I don't get how people didn't get that like Storm has been so underserved in adaptations.
I did. Yeah, I see people go like, "Oh man, the writers in the storm and all that stuff." Like, do you actually watch the show
No,
or
they
read the
don't.
comics of that era?
Nope.
Yeah, that cause.
Nobody reads comics. It's why I keep having to fight so hard all the time.
Yep.
My last thing I will say before we move on, because it's time to move on. Um, if I were to pick an X-Men show to get continued out of the three, I would have picked Wolverine and the X-Men.
Because yeah, Evolution had an ending. I really
Evolution
enjoyed
had an
Evolution,
ending, and my god, I know that if they were going to do a continuation of Evolution, they would have done the frickin' Phoenix plot again, and I didn't need that, and I like that Evolution didn't do it and only hinted at it. Like, I
Evolution
don't
ended on
ever
a
want to go
cliffhanger.
back to Evolution because I'm scared they do Phoenix again.
Evolution ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Evolution actually
Wolverine,
had a conclusion, and that's
yeah, Wolverine
I'd
X-Men,
leave
yeah,
it.
Wolverine X-Men tease Apocalypse
Yep.
and nothing came out of
This
it.
almost feels like we have to redeem 90s X-Men's final season, not let that be the finale, because that last season is so rough. I mean, outside of Captain America and Wolverine's flashback team up, like, there's not many good, and like the crazy Mr. Sinister episode, there's not many great episodes in that final season, so I think kind of doing this, where it's like, here, let's have 2 more seasons of this, and I want there to just be 2 more seasons and like no more, is
Also,
like, you can
can
kind
I
of
get
just, yeah, they're
can I get
working on
confirm-
season 2 right now.
Can I get confirmation about the stat? Because
Yeah.
who were the original showrunners of the 92
Eric
series?
Lewald was the original showrunner, and him and his wife Julia were both writers on the show, and they are. I don't know why I picked up my studio series Wheeljack while I'm talking about this. I'm very
What
distracted.
they're involved? Okay, they're involved with
They
97 or
are
no?
officially creative consultants on the show.
Yeah, cause I was looking because I was.
They're
I
not
see
working on the. They're not working full time on the show. They wanted to get some fresher people in there, which is understandable because and also I don't know if they wanted to take on a whole show again. It's a lot of
Yeah,
work.
I was because I was
Yeah.
trying to respond to someone going like, "Oh man, these people did not know about Storm," and I tried to rebuttal them by going, "It's really the same people who wrote the original series," but I couldn't find them on IMDb.
Yeah,
So I
they
found
didn't
like,
write it, but they were on creative consultants for the show, and they're very happy with it because they're promoting it all the time.
yeah,
And
I
I know
couldn't
if they
find them
weren't
on
happy, they wouldn't be promoting it.
Yeah,
So.
okay, I was making sure because I couldn't find them on
And
IMDb.
Larry
So I wasn't
Houston, who was
sure.
the original art director, has been working as also a creative consultant, but he also directed the opening title sequence for the show.
Hmm.
So, the thing is, show running an animated show for multiple years is a lot of strenuous work, and Eric and Julia Lewald are very talented people, but I don't think I think they wanted to be involved with the new show, but I don't think they wanted to run the new show because that is a lot of money. Not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. It's a lot of time. It's very time consuming being a showrunner.
Mm-hmm.
But they are involved, and I think that's great. So it'll have like kind of its own bridged continuity. So, Kamen Jojo asked if we like the 2000s Fantastic Four show. Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I realized I never switched the
What was
title
great?
card. Nobody's paying attention to my title cards this week. I'm not paying attention, and then nobody else has called me on the fact I've had Blu-ray news up while we're talking about X-Men. Anyways, love Fantastic Four: World's Greatest Heroes. All right, now we gotta get to the bummer news. I want to not dwell on this too long, but let's talk about it. Warner Brothers Discovery is shutting down Rooster Teeth after 21 years. The remaining 150 employees will be laid off. The IPs are going to be sold off, or at least put up for sale, and the company will be no more soon. We did hear from someone who worked at Rooster Teeth that said, "We're not shutting down today. We have time to wind down appropriately. We're told internally via call, email before the public knew." There were some voice actors that didn't know, but it seems like people who are on staff knew.
And I wanted to say
Yeah,
this.
go for it, because I personally don't have like attachment to this. So I'd rather you speak on it because you actually know the stuff they've done.
Yeah, I'll just say this. No matter what you think on their products, their shows, and such, it still sucks that people are losing their jobs. I don't care if you dislike Ruby or Reference Blue or whatever. People are losing their jobs, and Warner Brothers is garbage. I don't care. It's ridiculous how many people I see celebrate or go, "Oh, Ruby's trash show. It deserves." No, people. I don't care if you just don't like the show. People don't deserve to lose their jobs and livelihoods, especially the fact that Warner Bros. Is selling their IPs off. That shows that because Rooster, not like Rooster merged with WB or anything, they were bought out because their parent company bought out. That's
Yep.
so yeah. So WB selling their IPs is a really, really stupid and horrible thing them to do because you didn't even make those IPs. It is stupid and And especially this, I'm not sure you're covering this also, but later that same week, WB was delisting a bunch of Adult Swim games
Oh yeah, I forgot to
on
cover that because I
Steam.
don't cover video games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still, I'm like, oh my god, it is just.
It is very obvious that David Zaslav is selling this company for parts so he can get the chunk of it down to a minimal size so he can sell it off to Universal or whatever come April. It's very apparent that that's what's happening. And the thing I will say too is that I hope that the IPs will get saved, and then whoever buys the IPs will hire back the same people that were
Yeah,
working on them.
that's what I want,
The
because
thing I'm worried about is a Coyote versus Acme situation where a company offers a reasonable amount for the IP, and then Warner Brothers says that's not enough money, and the company's like, "No, what are you crazy? We're overpaying as is." Because that's my only concern is that Warner Brothers is going to ask for too much because that's just what they do.
it
But I
sucks.
hope this has like a better solution where like
I hope,
they
but
get the
man,
IPs get picked up, the people get rehired, and these things can continue.
that's what I hope. But just man, this
Because I don't
all.
want Ruby's finale to be that terrible DC crossover that everybody hated.
Yes, yep. I know, right?
I don't even care. The only experience I have with Ruby is BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. But I'm like, that shouldn't be the finale to Ruby. That was awful.
Yep.
Also, what the hell's going to happen to BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle?
Oh yeah. That's
Is that going to cause a licensing problem now?
Yep. Same thing. Yeah. Oh god.
I didn't think about that till just now.
It's one of those things where it's like, man, like I love a lot of Warner Brothers properties, but I just don't want to support. Like, when My Adventures Superman comes out, I don't want to hee-ho it, but like I don't want to give money to Max and WB because screw them. So it's just one of those like tough situations right now. I want to support the creators of that show and other shows I like from the company, but I don't want to
then we
support
find
the
out that
company
they're not even
itself.
paying the creators that well, and the ratings don't matter because if executives on a whim, they'll just throw it in the trash. And that's I think the problem with our current entertainment industry is that everything's so disposable to people that don't care about movies or shows, and people that just go on and they're like, oh, I'm in it for the money, but no one should be in this entertainment industry for the money because that's not what you're in it for. You're in it for the art, the power of creation, and all that. All right. Let's get to our other sad news, which I think everybody's heard at this point.
I think everybody knows, yeah.
Everybody knows
at
this
the title.
point. It's
we didn't put in the title because I think everybody knows.
Everybody knows. I don't like putting people's deaths in titles either. I think that's just a little. It's a little. Let's shake the skeletons in the closet. I don't like it. Akira Toriyama, creator of Dr. Slump, Dragon Ball, Sandland, Jack of the Galactic Patrolman, Dragon Quest character designer, Chrono Trigger. So many other things I can't mention because he's just done a lot of little tiny other things too. Akira Toriyama passed away at the age of 68 on March 1st, and we found out about it on March 7th. Yeah, 7th. Just the impact that Toriyama's work has made on people from fans to other artists to other mangaka to video game designers to just everybody around him.
A current landscape wouldn't be the same without his work.
Someone posted the Shonen Jump, the weekly Shonen Jump cover the week before Dr. Slump debuted, and it was like 10 heads that all looked the same.
Yep.
And then the next week, Dr. Slump debuted, and it legitimately changed everything. Ichiro Oda, Kazuki Takahashi, and Masashi Kishimoto and Tite Kubo all saw and were inspired by him. And it's...
I have to get up and go.
Yes.
I want to say rest in peace, Toriyama, because I wouldn't be... he's literally the reason I went down the path I went down in the first place. So, shoot. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully it's not my last King of Tuesdays.
Yep. Come join us at twitch.tv/fightercaus at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. The future is unknown, so don't miss the stream.
Yep. All right, I'll see you guys.
All right, see you later, Caus.
I'll be back later.
So yeah, Toriyama's impact is it's unmeasurable, right? Because the thing is, we saw like the Chinese government mourning Akira Toriyama's death, and the Chinese government never gives individuals credit for things. The president of France, he's had a message for it. The El Salvador put out a day of mourning. The development studio that works on Dragon Ball Kakarot took the day off. You know, like there was so much universal like outpouring of it. I know across Latin America there was they were holding gatherings of people doing the Genki Dama Spirit Ball, like give your energy to Toriyama as a group thing, and it's incredible to see the impact one artist had on the world and the people. Psycho has brought up something. He says, "Weird how my I don't care what people think. I'm just going to do it because I want to" mentality came from Goku. That's the thing is like I think that's why some people are like, oh, when we talk about Dragon Ball all the time, let's talk about Dr. Slump. Let's talk about Sandland. I'm always the one saying let's talk about Sandland because I love Sandland. But the thing is that the reason why Dragon Ball has resonated with so many people is that every person on the planet can find somebody to relate to in Dragon Ball. It's so universal because everybody can go, that's me in Dragon Ball in some way, and I think that's why it's stuck with people for so long the way it has.
I'm thinking, Kakarot's DLC's done, but it's just Cyber Connect. Just, had hearing the news, decided to have a day off after.
And they're also they work on other games. It's not the only game they work on. Yeah. So the thing is, like for me, if I'm looking back at like my own history watching, anime, I mean, like my earliest stuff I remember watching is Digimon and Dragon Ball. So it's, like we're going to talk about Digimon anime being 25 years old in a little bit, but like, Santo Celine, welcome. Dragon Ball is one of the earliest things. It's the only one of like the big shonen anime and manga that I've read into completion, that I've watched to completion. I haven't finished Naruto yet. I'm still working on One Piece, but like with Dragon Ball, I've watched it all, I've read it all, I've watched it to completion. It's the only thing that I've done that with, and I think that's why it sort of hit me. It also hit me because, this is the year we're finally getting the Sandland anime and the Sandland video games coming out, and there's, Dragon Ball Daima coming up, and it's like, I wish that that Toriyama was going to get to see, maybe people watch Sandland because it was going to be on Disney, because Sandland's going to be on Disney Plus. It's going to have like a wider audience, and that like people could enjoy one of his lesser known works. And it's just, he left such a great impact on the world and the culture and entertainment media in general. And
it's one of the things where
everybody individual.
It's one of those things you always hear how much Mexico loves Dragon Ball, but seeing it is a completely different. Like I've been seeing people repost, posting the videos of Mexico reacting to the Goku vs. Jiren fight, and man, that's an experience seeing that giant of a crowd watching that fight. It's something. It's really magical. Seeing that.
It really is, and I love how Toei tried to stop it with a copyright takedown, and they got slapped away. Muteki, Sandland is going to be Disney Plus worldwide.
Not like a Hulu with Hulu America, but Disney Plus. All Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus worldwide. My local paper had an article about Toriyama, and it mentioned like Sandland coming this spring on Disney Plus, and I was like, Sandland mentioned. I love Sandland. It's a 1-volume manga because Toriyama got tired of drawing a tank, but I'm glad that he left such an impact, and I'm kind of glad that
I'm especially glad that they waited.
So appreciative, and I'm glad they waited too.
Because he passed away. Was it March 1st? He said on the March 1st.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad they wait because they don't want any proper. I'm glad he got a proper funeral before the news got out. I'm glad they were able to keep that all private.
Yeah. That was I think important because a lot of times celebrity death news comes out and then it's like
you don't want. I'd rather learn it from a official source than TMZ or wherever like reporting it, for example.
Yeah. So I think that's about all I want to say on it because I think that that's it's a bummer news, but I just we had to highlight it. We had to talk about it. It was too important to not. And now Godzilla won an Oscar. We're just gonna do a quick pivot tone switch.
Yay!
I was watching the Oscars last night. I thought it was a great ceremony.
What do you think of the John Cena?
Jimmy Kimmel had some really bad jokes as the host, but it didn't hold it down.
The Transformers fandom
Yep.
all united for once.
Oh, it wasn't even like the Transformers fandom united after his like poor Transformers joke. It was all the Writers Guild people too. It was great. It's amazing when you can piss off like most of the planet.
What do you think of the John Cena bit?
All right, yeah. So John Cena did this bit where he was presenting the award for costumes, and to show how important the costumes were, he didn't wear one at all.
I didn't share you seen the clip. I seen the some recording on like in one of the balconies of
Yeah.
the behind the scene people like quickly wrapping him up in like toga.
Basically, the way it worked out was that he was going to do this bit, like they were like Jimmy Kimmel introduced it as like, oh, remember that time that like a streaker ran behind David Niven at the 70 whatever Oscars, and then like John Cena was like standing behind a wall and he was just like poking out and he's like, hey, I don't really want to do this streaker bit. And then Kimmel was like, just do it. Here's the card. So it's just John Cena walking with the card strategically. And then he goes to introduce the nominees. He's like, I have to open this card. And so then they cut to the nominees of the costuming, and then they cut back and he's like wrapped in a curtain. It's like a toga.
And it was beautiful because I saw someone like recorded from a balcony.
Yeah.
Of the people like panicking, trying to put the toga up while his junk appearing on camera.
It was pretty great. I thought it was terrific. It was funny. John Mulaney had this one bit where he was talking about sound in movies and how it's important and like famous movie lines, and then he went on like a 1-minute little tangent about recapping the plot of Field of Dreams and like all the plot holes.
Or what about the beautiful Mr. Freeze and the Penguin fighting?
Which leads right into what we're talking about. Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger came out to present the Best Visual Effects Oscar, and I thought, oh, it's a Twins reunion. And then they were just like, you know, oh yeah, we were in Twins, but we also both got our asses kicked by Batman in the 90s. and it was like funny because they were swapping notes. And Danny to Schwarzenegger was like, oh, you know, oh, why, you know, how'd he beat you? Oh, well, he, you know, he froze me after knocking me out. And then he's like, oh, how'd he beat you? Oh, he threw me out a window. And then the thing is then they just like stare down Michael Keaton, because Michael Keaton was one of the presenters. It was him and Catherine O'Hara presenting because, you know, Beetlejuice 2's coming up. So we'll see when you get back to Tokusatsu cosplay. So they just like, they stare down at Michael Keaton, and they're just like, oh, there's Batman. And then Michael Keaton was just like, he put on his whole like Bruce Wayne Batman persona. It was terrific. Clips are out there. It's pretty great. And then that led into the most tense moment of the night. Welcome, Fire Fury. Tense moment of the night for me was the Visual Effects Award. And they showed like Guardians and Napoleon and all those, you know, big VFX teams, big budgets. And I was like, please, the VFX team of 35 people with almost no money that made this visually spectacular film, please give them this. And they did. Godzilla -1 is not only the first Godzilla film to win an Oscar, it is, I don't think it's the first foreign language film to win a visual effects Oscar.
But it's the first Godzilla.
It's the first Godzilla. It's also, by my record, the first Tokusatsu film to win a visual effects Oscar. Or an Oscar in general, right? I'm pretty sure this is like the only Tokusatsu film. So I had the rush of emotion. I was so happy. I was relieved.
Shout out to the -1 staff. I've actually seen it.
Yes,
you've seen their
I have
Godzilla
the picture.
Heels.
Here, the Godzilla -1 staff all showed up with their Godzillas, their Godzilla figures, and look at these bomb Godzilla heels with the claws. Just,
I love it.
Amazing. They were styling. They were just happy to be there. They were happy to be there. And I was so happy to see them win, because they went up and they gave a speech, and the director, his name's blanking on me at the moment. He was trying to read, he had a speech prepared in English, and he was reading it, he was going through it, and they had a portrait of the producer that had died, who had worked on the movie. And oh yeah, his little Godzilla had a bow tie too. The gold one did. It was just such an amazing moment. It was like a perfect Oscar story. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. It was the best award.
Also,
like, there was a lot of great award speeches. Davine Joy Randolph had a great speech. There was a lot of great moments, but like this was like the top for me, 100%. And then after this, they rolled us into like things like the I'm Just Ken performance that was just like watching a freaking concert thing happen. It was it
Also,
was great.
fun fact.
Mhm.
Two Loop on the Dirt directors won the Oscar. You want to get technical?
That's true. The Boy and the Heron won Best Animated Picture. Miyazaki wasn't present to accept it, but Takahashi, thanks to Jamie's World for reminding me, it's Takahashi, right? Isn't that?
Yes.
Yeah, Takahashi and Miyazaki directed Loop on the Third the First and Loop on the Third the Castle Cagliostro plus the assorted episodes of Loop on the Third Part 2. So 2 Loop on the Third directors won Oscars at the Oscars, which was pretty great. So the Spin Dash, the Wrap It Up people needed to chill out though. They were struggling to read in English and warn their producer. Yeah, the Wrap It Up
Oh
people.
no! Oh god, I'm getting Game Award flashbacks.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as the Game Awards, but the Wrap It Up music people, they hit somebody else who was like talking about like a serious subject too. But yeah, let's see. Spin Dash said they started the show late, but still ended it early anyways. That's because they started an hour earlier than years prior. So they were
Yeah,
they started early.
I was actually surprised when I was looking at my phone and see all the Oscars. Like, it's like the Oscars is now.
Yeah,
Like, what?
it was at 7 p.m. Eastern as opposed to 8. The other thing I thought was cool is for the actor awards, the tradition is to bring the previous year's winner back to do the award presenting of the new winner, right? So like Michelle Yeoh showed up to present to Emma Stone, which was kind of a surprise. But the thing was, what they did this year, which I thought was really cool, they brought 5 past winners of the category to talk about the performance and the person of the 5 nominees. So it was like a 5-minute segment basically for like
This is
one
definitely
award.
one of the better Oscars because sometimes the
Yeah.
Oscars can be just disaster. So it's nice to see one that when
It
I
went
think
really smooth. I thought
think
it
the
was
only-
great.
I
Yeah.
think the only time, I think it was just Jimmy Kimmel that kind of ruined it.
Yep, he would kill the mood every once in a while, but then they bring on one of the funniest people ever to do a segment. Kate McKinnon and America Ferrera did this whole bit about documentaries, and Kate McKinnon's like, "Oh, dinosaurs are real, right? That's Jurassic Park's a documentary," and they were like, "No, that was something else that was made." And then like they looked at Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg like got highlighted, and he was just doing funny like goofy faces, and I was like, "Yeah, no, that's the man that created the Animaniacs." The other thing I did also appreciate, the Al Pacino thing was weird. Al Pacino just it was funny because Al Pacino was at the Game Awards too, and he had like a 10-minute speech about video games. Al Pacino walked out, kind of fumbled a little bit, just went Oppenheimer, and then that was Best Picture, and that was it. It was if it wasn't Pacino, it would have been a disaster. But for some reason, he pulled it off. Also, I think because everybody knew Oppenheimer was going to win Best Picture, like that was not a shock. So I think Pacino just kind of walked in and was just like, "Why are we wasting time with this? Let's not run through the nominees again. They've been running them all night," and then just opened the envelope and went, boom, here you go. So I want to take a quick break just so I can prep the Transformers news because it's a mess.
Well, we will return. The sound sheet will return after these messages.
We need to make that as an audio and like mix it with the robot voice. But we'll be back in about 45 seconds to a minute. And we're back because Infinity War-Torn gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Infinity War-Torn.
We got Tokusatsu Cosplay, Common Pikachu, Brendan Oberlands,
Sutargos.
the Kaiju of Krypton, and oh god, Isla Doorman as our new memberships.
Welcome, new channel members. Thank you, Infinity War-Torn. It was a great help for this channel, especially with how much G.I. Joe I have had to purchase recently. I appreciate that support. So on that note, it's Transformers time. Boom, boom, Transformers news. We're gonna be doing something a little different. Muteki, the memberships, it's $1, $3, $5 a month. Goes directly to the channel, helps support us, and you get cool perks for it. That's how the memberships work.
As Jeremy Carr said, one of us. One of us.
All right. So Transformers, we're going to do it slightly different. What I usually would do in the past is we talk about what was officially revealed, and then after that, what was leaked. So now we're going to be doing it chronologically for how the week went.
Because it was kind of a mess.
It was a mess. So on Tuesday, the day after my stream where I said, are we getting a fan stream? What's going on, right? They announced we're going to be getting 4 fan streams, 1 a week on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Cool, right? All right, so this is going to be fun because I'm going to say the word piñata a few times. All right, so they announced that. Now, after that announcement, that same day, this image leaked of Legacy Cybertron Starscream, the last figure from Legacy United Wave 2 we hadn't seen yet.
Okay, I think everything from Wave 2 has now been has been leaked.
Yep, everything from Wave 2 has been leaked.
I think Sandstorm was the only official revealed.
Yep, Sandstorm and then Silverbolt by Takara.
Yep.
All right, so this got announced. We're not going to talk about this at the moment because the next day, Takara revealed Studio Series Bumblebee movie core Starscream, who looks neat. I don't really care, but it looks fine.
More seekers for the collection.
More seekers for the collection. Then, Legacy Cybertron Starscream was found in Chile. So, here he is. Here's his box.
He comes with a cyber key.
This is our first Voyager-sized Cybertron Starscream in the U.S. because we never got the proper colors of the normal-sized Starscream in the original toy line.
We got Dirge in the universe, but
and we got technically like Starscream colored like Thrust in that 2-pack with Vector Prime.
Yeah.
So as a Voyager, his gun is separate, so he still has the 2 swords. He has a cyber key that is a separate piece, which can plug onto his gun, kind of Armada style, which is kind of amazing.
He looks great.
Looks amazing. I am liking that they're going, Cybertron's such a great line, we can't really remake a lot of it. Let's just do the things that need correcting. Override not being springy, Starscream being the proper size and having his weapons, and Metroplex, of course, being proper size. I'm liking this. I'm going to get this for sure. I need to bust out my Cybertron toys and just set up a shelf and see how well the Legacy stuff mixes in, because I think it will mix pretty great.
The Metroplex fits in, and Override fits in pretty well, actually.
Nice. All right, so then after that, the next day, we got leaked images of the Star Raiders line, which contains...
This is our Walmart collection.
This is our Walmart line, yes. It's Lockdown, Cannonball, Filch, and then Ferrak. We'll talk about more of these in a moment. So that was that. All right, then the next day, the day of the stream, Walmart posts the listings for the figures because Walmart Collector Con is coming up, and these are part of it, and they put the listings up in advance. So we can see here, so these are officially revealed by Walmart, just not by Hasbro.
So we got Revenge of the Fallen Lockdown.
Yep.
Or
people keep saying animated, people keep saying Cyberverse. It's Revenge of the Fallen if you look at the head design.
Which technically is also IEW because they just use that Revenge of the Fallen figure. So it's interesting. I see people go, like, is this technically our first Bayverse figure? And technically yes, but no, because well, there's now an official Bayverse Lockdown. So this one kind of got lost in the time stream.
And it's basically Axle Grease with a couple new parts, so I'm not gonna get it. I don't like this mold.
I've been wanting a Generation Lockdown for years, so I'm gonna get it. I think I understand the complaint of the Axel Grease mold, but it is a perfect card. It wasn't for being a weaponizer.
Yeah.
I think this would be a perfect mold.
I
for
wish the
him.
Junkions weren't weaponizers because I hate the weaponizer gimmick with a burning passion. It always what the thing is to me is I don't really care about taking a transformer and making it into weapons. Some people do, and no shade to that. But personally speaking, I'd rather just have a functioning transformer.
I mean, to be fair, there's any character that makes sense to fall
Yeah.
pick apart. It's Lockdown. I think there's
That's
one game that
true.
I think fits this gimmick most is Lockdown. So you want him to take someone's arm, you can. So
Mm.
honestly, I think makes sense. I think that's if any character could be a weaponizer, Lockdown makes the most sense.
Fire Fury says L skill issue weaponizers are cool. Here's another thing. Legitimately speaking, all of my weaponizers going back to Siege all have the worst QC where their limbs just fall off without even me touching them. I've never gotten one that's been tight enough to actually use for anything.
Mine's have been actually pretty good, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I got really good. It's like I got the good luck.
I've done at least one of every one of them, and the limbs just fall off. Dion's arms won't stay on anymore.
Next,
Okay.
we got Fletch from RAD 15.
Yes.
Our first Decepticon from
And
Rid 15.
As seen here in the form she was 90% of the in the show, which was the bird form.
Was it? I think it was like the Robomon was only seen for a few seconds, and the only way you can see a full art of it is from the tiny Turbo Changer figure.
I will get this because it's a new character from RAD 2015. I want to get her. I say also, I will, but it's Walmart, so we'll see. But
also, it's kind of inconsistent. She has no nose compared to her strong arm.
Yeah, that's true. They're like, we're gonna put this in. She is using the Air Razor mold. From
don't
Kingdom.
have it retooled with the whole head and wings thing.
All right, I'm mixed on Cannonball, if I'm being honest.
So he's a crankcase remold.
Yeah,
right?
Crankcase. Is that his name? Yeah, Crankcase.
Yeah, Crankcase.
He's a Crankcase remold.
Who was already a remold of Skids.
I'm a little sick of this mold. I already have it 4 times.
I mean, I think it fits.
It fits. Yeah.
And I love the head. That is just Cybertron Red Alert.
The fake door shoulders are kind of funny.
Yeah. It's so ingrained to the design, you can't take them out.
I am glad they kept his little claw gimmick thing. That's pretty neat.
Well, yeah, that's the whole reason why he's a pirate. They make him a pirate because of that claw gimmick. He looks great.
I like I have the original. That's also why I'm like, do I need this?
I think he also comes with a cyber key.
He has a cyber key. I'm just not sure if it's removable because there's no image that shows it removed.
Also, I someone pointed out that's not a skull on the side. That's a Vok.
It is a Vok. Yeah, it is a Vok. Yeah, they show the key, but they don't ever show it separate. So I'm not sure if it's removable. We'll see.
And then Mysterious last one is the most obscure
a Marvel UK character that only existed for Rodimus Prime to execute him. He's now a Cyclonus retool, and that makes some sense.
Because if I remember the timeline, he was a dude that Rodimus killed in Marvel UK. Then I think IDW, Dick Roche or one of the artists reuse him and make him look like Cyclonus. Then BotCon 2016 or 15 made him a repaint of Cyclonus.
Yep.
And now he went full circle where actually he's more like a weird in between of Cyclonus and Metal Hawk. By the looks of it.
So these will be going up for pre-order this Thursday, the 14th at 7 a.m. Eastern, I think.
Honestly, I think out of the Walmart lines, this is probably the best one.
Yeah.
The Velocitron, I only really care about Cosmos and Override. And
this is a pretty solid lineup, I think. Yeah.
G2 was G2, so like this one's like it's all repaints, but it's all unique. It's all new character. It's all new characters. It's all new characters. No, just it's the same character, but new color. No, it's all new characters. And also, I just think the theme's cool. I like my space pirates.
Welcome, AR. I'm not going to try to pronounce the rest of your name because my brain's going to butcher it just now. If you want to provide a pronunciation guide, I will gladly read it. This is not the same Cyberplanet key as Starscream because
he has the moon. I think
this is the Earth key. Starscream has the Cybertron key. They are cyber keys, not Cyberplanet keys. That's the thing we keep doing. The Cyberplanet keys are just the gold ones.
Yeah, the gold ones. Yeah, cyber keys. Or force ships.
The thing I will add, because James World says, I don't know when these are coming out. We just know they're going up for pre-order on Thursday.
Walmart
release dates
are Walmart release dates are like Target release date. They sneeze and are for some reason out already.
All right, so
I at Walmart today I found Magneto of the second wave of X-Men 87. I'm like, I didn't know
nice.
that was out already.
Yeah, those suddenly came out, I think, this month. All right, now The morning of the stream, about an hour and a half before, Target put up pre-orders for their Studio Series 86 blaster. I'm not going to spend any time on this. It's just blaster, no clear plastic, and painted like the animation. I'm not buying blaster again. Because how are we? Do I have to buy twin cast again to eject in non-clear plastic? I ain't doing it.
So pretty much, if you didn't get blaster during Kingdom or Legacy, here's your third chance, I guess.
All right, so then that leads us to the big first kickoff fan stream for the 40th anniversary of Transformers on March 7th. I'm going to go through my, I'm going to recreate my reaction when watching it, because I did watch it live. Hey, Anonymous Alt. I'm working on names. All right, here we go. So the first things first, there's BMAC, Evan, and Mark, the poor souls that work at Hasbro. I feel bad for them. All right, here we go. So they're like, Omega Prime's doing great. We figured out how to give Blue Bolts his
white
missiles. It's just going to be a couple pieces plugged in. They're not going to be missiles, but they're going to have the look of them.
Good.
Great. Thank you. Wonderful upgrade. Then they're like, t-shirts, 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 t-shirts. Hey, remember those MDLX figures that 3-0 does that were going to be exclusive to TFCon that following weekend that we really don't need to talk about in the stream because people are either going or not, considering this is Thursday and the convention was starting? Well, let's talk about them for 2.5 minutes. Then, hey, Fig Pins are doing toy versions of Optimus and Megatron. Isn't that exciting? And then,
people enjoy their missing link convoy.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys like a piece of silver with the first Marvel Comics cover printed on it for some reason? Hey, it's notarized by King Charles.
Merchandising.
Hey, remember those Dynamite trading cards we heard about like a year ago that still aren't out? They're still not out. Hey, you know what's also cool? Besides trading cards that aren't out yet? There's a lot of these slides. Headphones. Look at that. Headphones. Hey, finally toys. Hey, it's the blaster that probably should have been revealed on the stream, but was revealed an hour and a half before. Hey, look at this awful Photoshop job where like 30% of VJEC's gone. I know I'm bad with Photoshop sometimes on rundown cards. Like, I didn't even try to keep the bubble part of the trouble bubble, but like, come on, guys. This would be better. Anyways, then they showed some comparisons. There's your side-by-side. This is the studio, and then the kingdom on the right. So then they showed the comparison between, the kingdom was the clear plastic, the studio is the non-clear plastic. He looks nice. Then they're like, let's talk about Windsweeper and Breakdown. I'm like, okay, it's like the Marvel guys where they go back and recap things we've seen before because they want to talk about it in detail. Pretty neato. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So then the next thing would be...
I forget, what Amazon's officially revealed?
Yes, they were officially revealed. They had an IO9 article and everything. Pretty neat. And then they're like, let's talk about Shop, and Barrage. I'm like, great, looking forward to those. Those look awesome. Cool. So, they're probably going to talk about the 5-pack next, and then we'll get some kind of new reveal, something to kick this off, and nope, the stream is over. They revealed nothing.
I feel bad because I feel like it feels like these streams were planned ahead. They're probably recorded already ahead also.
Well, these actually were live. These were actually live this time, not because YouTube doesn't let you play a live. Yeah, if you're doing live, it has to be like live streaming software. If you put up a pre-record, it starts as a premiere. That's how you know if it's live or not. But yeah, Blaster was revealed prior to the stream. It's not that exciting.
It was leaked, and then Hasbro Pulse sent out the email going like, "New Transformer revealed." Yo.
Here's the thing.
But yeah.
The Power Rangers Pinata stream that we clowned on that was 20 minutes of, look at our merchandise, look at this pinata. Oh, hey, here's a sword and 3 ninjas. At least there was a sword and 3 ninjas. There was more reveals there than here, where it's technically one reveal of toys, and most of it was, look at these merchandise things that have already been out or are we already knew about. This was like a waste of time.
It's one of the things where it's like I understand. It was something with Hasbro.
I'm gonna take the poor designers' faces off this because it's not their fault.
It's never. I feel like some people get too on with the Hasbro. I think they're always directing the blame on the staff of these, and like that's not their fault.
It's
blame
corporate
Hasbro
marketing.
Blame Hasbro for delaying these things so much.
Yeah, and I think what they should have done is that they probably already had it in the books to do 4 live streams. After seeing all the leaks come out, they should have just said, never mind, cut their losses and do one big stream, and then just that would be it.
Well, because so we have
Hey Soul Man, yeah.
So let's see what we think. So last week was the Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
14th. Then we gotta have the.
I think the
Wave
14th.
2.
I think the 14th is going to be the Star Raiders because they
Star
go
Raiders,
up that
and
day.
then-
But the stream's 2 hours after they go up, or no, 2 or 3. No, so they go up at 7 p.m., 7 a.m. Pacific or 7 a.m. Eastern. I can't remember. The stream's going to
And
be
then-
after they go up,
So, and one stream's gonna be Wave 2, which my God, that's gonna be late.
and then one
and
stream's going to be the Studio Series wave.
Yeah, wait, because what will be that? What that'll be? What?
Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, Bumblebee, Core Starscream, and Shockwave.
Yeah, that's already out in Australia.
Oh, we're gonna talk about what's already out in a moment.
Yeah, so like Mike, I feel bad.
I feel bad for the
because-
guys that have to do this because the people behind the scenes that make these decisions don't have to be in front of the camera and take the heat.
Yeah, because
This
so
would
I
have
think
been a great plan if they did this in February.
Yeah,
Right now, it's too late. The toys are coming. You can't stop it, and they need to cut their losses and just reveal stuff. Because I can imagine that we are going to start seeing Big Bad Toy Store just put up Transformer Voyager Class A and its Silverbolt because in their warehouse and they need to sell it.
yeah.
Scrublord Gaming says, I just question how these leaks happen. I never seen constant leaks like this bad before. What it is that these toys have been in production for months. They have been trapped. Like, it takes 16 months from design to release to put out a toy, minimum. Usually 18 months with a lot of, approval stuff. They knew these were coming. They have waited this long to announce them that they're showing up in retail stores. And those kind of leaks are because the corporation that runs this stuff is just sticking to this plan thing as opposed to changing the plan and just getting, or working ahead. Like, we should have had Legacy Wave, United Wave 2 revealed, when Wave 1 hit. Not all the way now.
Oh, if you don't count the early, like, people ordered them from Amazon game them early last year. Like, I just got Windblade today at Target. So, Wave 1's, like, slowly coming out now.
But Wave 1 was a January 1st release on all the online retailers.
Yeah, so that's already out. So
Yep.
Wave 1 is already out. Not kind of Amazon early bird releases. So it is kind of baffling they're waiting this long for Wave 2 because
I legitimately think I'm going to find a Silverbolt in Target before they actually reveal it.
at this point, I mean, again, people already found Bumblebee's Shockwave already.
Let's talk about Transformers Leak Watch 2024 because we're still not done. Here's the thing. Part of it is like the corporate people don't care, and part of it, I wonder how much of this was impacted by the layoffs. They laid off the key people that were in charge of coordinating stuff. I don't know.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Somebody's having to do 6 jobs now, and so they're like, "Oh no, we forgot to reveal the Transformers." All right.
Which is not. It's not like it's your biggest brand.
Yep.
Like
Following that stream, we got the promo images for Legacy United Wave 2. Here is Starscream looking all beautiful, all shiny, all evil and stuff. Isn't he great? He's strutting. Here's Shard.
It's kind of weird that Silverbolts don't have any. I didn't see any Silverbolt.
Yeah, I didn't see any Silverbolt images or Gears, but here's Gears in the shot for Shard.
Shard looks great. I'll say. I'm actually looking forward to that.
Chromia looks much better than the leaked version.
I love the Akira bike slide. Whoever
yes,
took
where's
that
the Akira
photo,
bike slide photo? It's like the best Oh, all of these are great. Look at her doing ninja poses and stuff.
That's what it's. Again, I understand this figure's not exactly Cyberverse
Look at
Chromia,
that.
but the best Chromia we ever got.
Yep.
Anybody saying that the Siege one's better than this figure, just shut up. That figure's awful.
So we got these promo images. All right, next up. Guess what was found in Canada? Sandstorm, Shard, Starscream, and Silverbolt, which is like most of the wave, has been found in Canada. Also in Canada, Bumblebee movie Shockwave.
And Australia, I saw. So.
And Australia. And a dead Ratchet appeared on eBay. There was this one photo, and then we got this other photo from another listing. Here's dead Ratchet too.
More trauma figures coming.
More trauma figures coming, and that was Transformers Leak Watch 2024. This, Soulman says, sounds embarrassing. This is embarrassing. How does a multi-billion-dollar corporation fail to even show their own product that's been in the works for a year and a half? This is bad.
I know the joke is fans, fans just do the advertising themselves.
Yep.
But here's the thing: that's not good at a corporate level because again,
No.
this is bad.
Because Big Bad Toy Store can't put up Silverbolt without pissing off Hasbro if Hasbro hasn't revealed Silverbolt.
Yeah,
right?
it's one of those things where it's like, it's a bad for them as a company if we're not revealing these figures because also like one, not everybody's on Twitter, not everybody's gonna see these leaks.
But people
And-
will find them in stores and go, "What's this?"
Like when was this revealed?
Yep, when they start hitting in Western stores, that's when it's way too late. Tokutek's cosplay. I wanted to repeat my statement of earlier that I think Godzilla -1's win is terrific for everybody involved, and it's a wonderful historical marker point that Godzilla won an Oscar and that Tokusatsu as a medium won an Oscar for the
Trouble
first
or
time.
Gaming. This won't hurt sales, but it makes Hasbro look bad as a company.
Yep. It makes them look incompetent.
Really?
Like if I was an
it
investor, if I was a stockholder, I would be selling stocks right now because they clearly can't. They can't even handle releasing Transformers properly.
It can't hurt sales when people are going to buy them anyways.
Yeah, but it does look bad as a company. And Falcon's Tech. That's another thing I want to. Yeah, I've complained about this before. The same corporation that showed Kiadi Mundi a year ago and still haven't released them. Yeah, they showed him a year ago. Said, "Oh, we know you guys are overwhelmed by pre-orders, so we're not going to do pre-orders for him. He'll be available in spring 2024." And I'm like, so why'd you show him a year out? And why'd you not give us a date? And then why are you not doing pre-orders? The problem isn't the pre-orders. The problem is the pre-orders coming in early.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Hasbro never technically did reveal that In Space Silver. Justin Nimmo did.
Yeah, that's why everyone Josh had to count that as the official reveal number, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just like Ghost Ranger figure for the longest time.
Now, the thing is, Kyle says one has to wonder if they're using leaks as an excuse for marketing at this point. I have theories that a lot of these leaks may be coming from people. Not the designers, right?
No. I know the designers will like to poke fun of the leaks. There's multiple streams. I know there's multiple streams where it's like they know, like there's multiple streams where Evan will say, "We know." I expect
their Legacy United Wave 2 stream to open with "Time to show you things you've never seen before." Yeah.
Wink, wink.
I think part of the leaks, why we've had so many leaks of like the promo images and stuff, I wonder if they laid off somebody who was just like, "Fine, I'm just gonna leak stuff then."
That or Hasbro has really bad data like security.
I mean, Hasbro has bad data practice. Remember when we saw the Zap Astro Megazord because they didn't turn the Dropbox off for the press?
Yep. Yep. I remember that.
All right, let's talk about a company that actually has stuff going on and knows how to announce things. Weirdly enough, Toei and Bandai with DigimonCon 2024. If you looked at this on the outside, DigimonCon didn't seem like it had anything going on. But it had so much. I have like 10 tabs. It's just, none of it is like huge earth-shattering news. It's just a lot of little news, okay? But it's great. First of all, the Digimon 25th anniversary official art actually represents the 25 years of Digimon anime. It's all the protagonists and their Digimon, including Atmon and including both versions of Adventure because, you got to keep it consistent. Look at this beautiful artwork. Are you happy about this? I'm happy about this.
Yeah, it's also first off, seeing Atmon is great.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it does kind of weird. My OCD kind of gets annoyed seeing Venture tie not next to Hero. It's like no, it goes. It's out of order.
I know it's out of order, and also I still think it's funny how they do count Cross Wars Hunters as a separate show from Cross Wars.
Actually, speaking of that, I want to ask. I saw they did the big cool like photo of the timeline of the Digimon series.
Yeah.
And they made some new logos, and so I saw that you had the usual Digimon English logo for Adventure. Zero had a weird localized intro where
it was strange.
Tamers was using the Southeast Asia logo, which makes sense. Frontiers just have a localized logo, but then and Dance Squad just used Dance Squad. But then for some weird reason they
used the Fusion Battles logo.
Wait, where that came from? Yeah, Fusion
Battles is the name in Southeast Asia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I find it interesting. I just find it interesting because I guess that name weirdly is like a weird fusion of of the two names, like Cross Wars and Fusion, like Fusion Battles.
Yeah.
I just find it interesting. seeing that logo there.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't have the
I mean, I
logo
like
images handy, but yeah, they were floating around at that. It was at the card game event. That's where those
yeah, and then
were
that's
at. Yeah,
also where we got the new Atmon
yeah.
English logo.
That's an English logo for Atmon.
Even
Weird
though there was
stuff.
there one, even though wasn't there one beforehand, right?
There was, yeah, and it was completely different. The extended image here, by the way, does include Tri, Kizuna, the beginning, and X Evolution, which is
So I guess yeah,
amazing.
they don't since they're quote unquote like XPs of already
Yeah.
existing series, they don't feel like they need to include them. Like Avenger colon's there because that is a separate show, like
Mhm.
it's fully a separate show.
And if you don't like normal sized people, there's a chibi version of the poster with the same
Chibi,
characters.
chibi, look at them.
And I like how Masaru's all on fire down here. It's like
Of
Masaru
course,
and Agunimon are put on the same level of just being on fire.
of course. You see when Marcus
Yep.
has his fist glowing red of flames.
Yep. So that's super cute. All right, then getting into the proper, they did a launch trailer for the Digimon 25th anniversary. You can watch it on YouTube, on Toei's YouTube. There's an English and a Japanese.
It was great. That was a
Fire
great
Fury,
video.
good. I hate regular sized people.
It was a great video though. It was a great video. It did kind of annoy me that they went from what was it Braveheart? No, Butterfly.
They did
Target,
Butterfly, Target, Biggest Dreamer, Fire, and then back to Butterfly.
back to Butterfly.
But that was also
Instead of
because
going-
like after the first 4 shows, all the segments got shorter.
yeah, it's like that kind
But
of
the fact they put clips from everybody in it, and the fact they even included other songs besides Butterfly is pretty amazing.
Props. I kind of like they include X Evolution as its own
Mhm.
thing. You think I find it interesting because I guess because that's the only non-tie-in Digimon movie, so I
Yeah.
guess that's why they include that in.
Satargo says won't be able to watch the stream in time, but I'm just saying I'm happy that see Godzilla gets an Oscar. Makes me a Godzilla fan super happy. Wish Godzilla's original suit actor was alive. Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
But yeah, this video is great. They emotionally manipulated me into crying by actually
Yeah.
showing everybody. It happens. So there's 2 different versions of the video. The Japanese one doesn't have any subtitles on it, but anyways, that's a great thing. All right, next up, they did a little Digimon Seekers segment to kind of wrap up the Digimon Seekers web novel. It's over now. And then they said, hey, the epilogue's available, which, that actually is news because they said there was an epilogue coming. We just didn't know when. So the epilogue came out. I've read it. I've read all of Digimon Seekers.
How is it? Because I still need to read it. How is
Seekers, I think, is pretty good. It's definitely a little bit darker of a take. All the characters are adults.
Survive Dark or Digimon
Not Survive
Cyber
Dark.
Sleuth?
More like Cyber Sleuth. Yeah.
Ah,
The thing is, the translation on the first chapter is rough, but after that it gets, it's pretty solid after that. So, you can read it on the Digimon website. If you like reading light novels, it definitely reads like a light novel.
make sure to lower the brightness of your screen so your eyes don't get damaged.
It's
from
true.
all
It
the
has a
light.
black background, luckily, instead of a white background. So, it won't burn your eyes as much. Alex says, I wonder if Discotek would license Digital Monster X Evolution. If they can, they will.
I think they will.
Yeah.
I think they will because Toei likes, it's essentially
Toei likes Discotek doing Digimon. They remastered artwork for them.
I mean, also, it's essentially them including it as part of the Digimon anime legacy. Why would they not?
Yeah.
In that scenario?
At this point, I would imagine everything that was in that video is like fair game now. So, all right, next up. The Digimon novel competition is going to be open in Japan, where people will submit Digimon novel ideas, and winner's going to get picked to make it. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty much it for that. This is also interesting. So we know Digimon Liberator is coming up, which we'll talk about in a moment. But Digimon Comic is going to be a new section of the Digimon website that will feature new manga from the not yet revealed winners of the Digimon Manga Awards, which was from last year. The first issue will be in summer. There'll also be a new work by Tenya Yabuno of Ghost Game and Come On Digimon fame. And there'll be multiple works in it, and they'll be in English and Japanese. So we're getting more Digimon web manga, which is pretty rad. We're also getting Figurized Standard Amplified Ultraman, who I'm so excited for because I love Ultraman. He looks amazing.
I already can tell he has those big meaty claws.
Yeah, and they're going to be bigger and meatier too because he's an amplified.
And I'm just wanting to see those guns. Oh man, can't wait.
So that's
I
gonna
was
be great.
I
Welcome, Infinite.
how much I wish it was like Kaiju Greymon or Gunimon. I love a Futuremon, so I'm excited for
Ultraman,
this.
I think, got a lot of attention after Zero to the beginning, and I'm happy
Yeah,
to
there's
see it being
clearly
merged.
tie. This is clearly one of those tie-into the
Yep.
movie scenarios here.
The Digimon XV Pet, for some reason the English version, is getting a repaint series, the Osmaria edition, which is based on the artwork for the X antibody versions of Digimon, and there'll be a Greymon and a Garurumon one
They do look nice.
available. They look nice. They did this for somebody. They did another guy's artwork on the Digivice, the Digimon 20th. So.
Mm.
Then we got the Digimon Liberator trailer, which is for the new manga based on the card game, and the card game is part of the plot, which is pretty cool. We got 2 new characters revealed, which is Yuki and Impmon, and they are going to be also
back.
Yeah, Impmon's back. They're going to be the lead characters in a Digimon Liberator web novel that will be like a Gaiden thing, which will be, so it'll be the same world, but then there'll be some crossover between it, but they will be the focus of that, and of course they'll also be in the comic.
Remind me of how Rio has his own stories,
Yeah.
stories outside of 02 and Tamers.
Definitely. And so then for the webcomic, we got the rest of the evolutions for Teromon. So we've got this cute
Yokomon.
little, look at him.
I love Yokomon.
I know. It's funny, we didn't get a full
an egg.
We didn't get a full image for Yokomon. Where is he? We gotta start proper. Where is he at? Why is he not here?
There's an image for him.
there is an image for him. I just can't. I'll go find it. So we got Fluffymon, which is like the baby form for Teromon.
In training, the baby form is Yokomon.
Yeah.
This is in training.
In training. The Grand Galemon, which is the ultimate.
He looks so cool.
And Zephagamon, who is the mega. God, these look amazing.
I was kind of interesting. They read the whole line. They remember. Oh wait, it's the card game tie-in.
Yep.
Of course, they kind of need to reveal all that
because there's going to be a starter deck. There's going to be a starter deck for Teromon. Yeah. So, Psycho said, "I like you talking about Digimon and me finally understanding what you're saying." Yay!
It's like I know what you're saying now. Finally.
Yeah. The ultimate for Shumon and Shushumon is Chaperomon.
Tally is not Shumon.
Yeah, but it is a Red Riding Hood having wolves for slippers look.
And a living basket mimic with a Maslov cocktail. This Digimon's dangerous. Yep. Run.
Super dangerous. It's like BB Hood on Digi-steroids. And then we got Cinderellamon, which is like a Cinderella. So Shumon mega evolves into Cinderella.
Her army of mouse.
Army of mouse, and it's beautiful.
Because when I first saw Cinderella, I didn't realize it was Shumon's evolution. I realized, I get the theming now.
Yep.
Where they're going with Shumon.
Cinderella.
It's the whole the
Cinderella story stuff, and just fairy tales in general. Anyways, there is the 2 starter decks that'll be coming out soon in Japan, and they will be released in the US in September.
Because aren't they now gonna be?
We will talk about that in a moment. Just so we continue on. Here's some of the promo cards for the characters as well. That's based on artwork, and those will be in the starter decks. There will be a booster series as well. It's called Extra Booster, EX7, and there are new card sleeves with 2 of them being based on Liberator, and 2 of them just being for funds. If you want to get a feel for how Liberator will be on the Digimon.net website, you can read episode 0. It is a vertical scrolling webcomic, so it's designed for phones.
Think like a webtoon.
Like a webtoon, yeah. And it is the like the prequel chapter to get things started. And then we got an update on the Digimon card game simultaneous release. What they're going to do here is BT 18, 19, and 20 will be released how BT 1, 2, and 3 were done, where it'll be version 2.0 in November 2024 and version 2.5 in February 2025. That will catch up the English release to the Japanese release. And then from there, here's the calendar. And then from there, starting after that series, so starting with BT 21 in 2025, English and Japanese are going to be released at the exact same time. That's pretty amazing. Really... So, That's incredible because we never usually see that with card games. So usually there's always a delay, but they're gonna simultaneously release it, which is pretty
I
great.
mean, if there's nothing telling you Digimon is in the most healthiest state there's ever been,
There's no
ID
anime news, and look how much we talked about.
I mean, I mean, this card game is at what set is this now? What set are they on now?
Well, they've confirmed up to 21.
This is the most long running because what was the most they got up to? 5 sets at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them.
Welcome back, Master Ben. We're on Digimon Talk at the moment. Yeah, we're on it's amazing to see that we're on 5. Yeah, I can't. Most Digimon card games never lasted 1 or 2 years.
Essentially in the US, those are dead on arrival half the time.
Here's Yolkmon. It's literally just an egg.
I love him. I love him so much.
He's beautiful. He's a cute little egg. So the thing is that for the anime, because I know people have mentioned this, they did say at the end of that 25th anniversary video, the adventure continues, which I don't think is like we're doing more adventure, but maybe just like there's going to be another anime.
More Digimon anime, yeah.
DigiFest is usually in the summer in June or July, and I feel like that we will hear something there because
DigiCon it's not too,
DigiCon's like a highlight reel for merchandise, but they announced a lot considering that's the case. DigiFest, I think this year is going to be big. I'm excited. All right, now we got to talk about the biggest news that came out of this. I think.
Will you buy a plush of Yolkmon?
Oh, totally. Will they actually make one? That's debatable.
Yeah, true.
The Digivice 25th Color Evolution. Let me sit up because it's going to get complicated. All right.
Let's go on because there's a lot to cover for this.
Here we go. All right. So, the Digivice Color 25th Evolution is not a Super Complete Selection animation. For those unaware, Super Complete Selection animations are the ones that are reviewed on the channel, where they play the animations and the music and the voice lines from the show. They work like a Kamen Rider or Ultraman roleplay device, more so than an LCD game. It's not like the old Digivice LCD game. This is the Digivice version complete that I have here. This is actually kind of both. So first things first, there's some videos on this. We're going to look at pictures. It looks almost identical to the version complete, just looks-wise, because it is the classic, classic standard color. It's going to have 4-color LEDs, color screen, vibration motor, so it'll buzz and vibrate, and a USB-C for charging, which is great because this thing takes batteries that cost $6 now. So, thank you, charging. You will also get a promo card if you pre-order this, which looks like this and has all the characters from Adventure on it. Okay.
That's how they get you. They tell you. They put in a promo card, so you have to get it.
Exactly. So, this will clip to your belt, and it will track your steps through a pedometer function. However, unlike the original game, which was just the Digimon going through in nondescript maps, and eventually you just get through all of them, this will have character sprites of the Digimon and their partners. And all 8 will be included in all versions of the device. There is going to be music, like Butterfly will play in certain scenes. There will be the battle music. The battle screens have been redone so that you either have to push buttons or slide the device back and forth, or you have to shake it really hard. There's different things
the best way
per
to describe
battle.
it, if you're familiar with the Crossloader toy, like the Japanese version, it's very similar to that.
It's very much the same. Yeah, it's very similar to that. You will get evolutions, of course. There is the sprites aren't here because they were gifts, and With the Will didn't want to break things, and I didn't want to break things either. There will be lights that light up for the color of the Digimon. So on the standard edition, it's probably going to look, I think, the best, but maybe not. It's 4 lights going through the plastic for each Digivice. So when the Digimon talks or something like that, and especially during the Ultimate Evolution sequences. There are going to be voices that are partial archive audio, partial new recording for all 8 Digimon and their partners. And there will be 4 tracks included, which is Butterfly TV size, Butterfly Instrumental, Braveheart TV size, and the battle music, Attack and Then. It will also be compatible at the battle mode with the Digimon color and the Digimon Pendulum color. So bringing back that. There's some sprite previews. While you're idle and while you're, instead of the Digimon sleeping, they'll be camping. And so you can have them at the camp and they can be sitting there like chilling by the fire or eating donuts. Here's the sprites of some of the kids and the Digimon. Looking real neat. And some other things they talked about that aren't really like highlighted here is that the background will move as the Digimon's walking. So instead of like on the old ones where you just have like the Digimon, it's hard to see because it's black and white. Like Gomamon just moves when you shake it. He just like walks in place. You will have moving backgrounds, foreground, background. It will be displayed through the whole circle at times. It will sometimes be like that. Of course, it has the belt clip. And the animations present, kind of want to pull up the other page here. Let me pull up the other page real quick so we can look at it better. The animation thing is really cool because essentially what it's done is, as opposed to doing the little basic sprite animation or even the more advanced one that was on the version 15th, you will see that you will get all of the animations as they were in the show. So the crest floating into the air,
It's
the
very
air
similar
energy coming down.
to. Have you seen the
Yeah,
previews of the D? Was it the
the
D3?
D3. Yep.
Yeah, because they will have the CG renders.
They will have the CG renders. It's hard. Again, it's hard to get like
It's
a
not full
picture here.
motion. It's like slideshow, but still it's really cool to see.
It's like slideshow, but it will be there. The only difference is that unlike the SCSAs, the Super Complete Selection Animations, where it uses the animation model of the final Digimon, this will use the sprite model of the final Digimon to match
So it's
the
like
game.
it's again half and half.
Yeah, so essentially they took a lot of the cool features of the the original toy, the original pedometer quest toy, and they mixed it with the SCSA type animations and the full color screen. And I think this looks great. The other thing is, if you want a specific color, there will be 2 deluxe editions. They are essentially the same. There is a Taichi Yagami orange and a Yamato Ishida blue. So if you want to have the individual colors, they will be clear cased, so the lights will still show through them, which is good. And if you buy those deluxe in either color, both of them come with the same 2 bonus items. You get a tag and crest set, which is more anime accurate than the previous one, but no light feature, and it has the 20th anniversary logo on the back. And then you get an art book with all the art and sprites in the Digivice.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you get special items, which I don't know what the items do, but it's like Ty's goggles or Matt's harmonica.
Oh man, they do that. That'd be you had to
So
buy both.
yeah, I don't know if the things are going to have like a huge effect. So there's 3 editions. There's just the Digivice for 11,000 yen.
Which is the basic blue, like
Yeah,
light blue,
basic
solid,
light blue color.
classic.
The orange colored one with the tag and crest and the art book, that is 16,500 yen, so it's 5,500 yen more. And then the blue one. So the thing is that I think that they give you options here.
Cordial
Yeah.
Steven, there is a D-Arc and detector.
Yes.
CESMs.
Yes, they are. They already did. Yeah, they did the D-Arcs and the detectors already. I have reviewed them on the channel if you want to go check out videos in the playlist. So these will be releasing in July in Japan. Check your local middleman and such. But the big thing here that I'm looking at is that for me, I was initially a little disappointed it wasn't just a full SCSA, because I really love the SCSAs. And then I was like, well, I don't have to technically buy it because it's not an SCSA. And then I looked at it and I was like, nah, I kind of want this though. But my plan, hopefully this works out. My plan is that since I have the version complete, I have a pedometer Digivice in the regular color. So I'm thinking of getting the Yamato blue one instead. Also because it does come with that art book and the tag and crest. But I'm thinking of getting the Yamato blue just so I have something different going on. Spin Dash brings a good point. If this was a dual toy, CSA would have gotten it. That's the only problem, I think, is it doesn't look like there's any menu. There's a BGM menu where you can play the music. They showed that on the stream. Like, you can play the music, but I don't think there's a menu where you could just push a button and watch the animation of the evolution going on. And that's the thing I like about the others.
I do want, hopefully, that as a separate thing, because I think as a toy, this thing's
great. Packed. This thing's totally, worth it for sure. The good part, Spin Dash says, I don't have the time, mental strength to take care of it. You don't have to take care of it. You can literally just leave it. It only...
again, it works like the crossloader toy.
Yeah, it's not a V-Pet. With the way that... Because I've been playing with the complete...
It's a game.
It's a game. I could leave Gomamon here until the battery dies. And it's fine. And as soon as I swap the battery, it'll keep my settings and it keeps everything in the progress I've made. So the thing is that with these, you don't have to take care of them. They won't die on their own. They won't, poop all over the place. It's not a V-Pet. It's just, and now for some reason it went off to the help signal mode because I shook it too much. But
it hurt
yeah,
you insult it.
It heard me insult a little bit. So yeah, you don't. This is like it's just more of a game than a V-Pet. Cordell Seasons, I misworded. I meant that since the D-Arc and D-Tector got CSM, well, other seasons because we're getting the D3s. Yeah, I'm still thinking the SCSA line is still happening. I don't think this negates a super complete selection animation Digivice either, right? I think this
it probably has this around the same team working on it, but I'm imagining there's different people because it's a game. It's not just a fancy role play toy. So
and I think they saw the complaints, especially when the D scanners came out, because they didn't do a modern game version of the D scanner. I think they saw a lot of people going, "Why isn't it a game?" Because a lot of people have been asking that. For me, I don't care anymore about games.
This is like a happy medium.
It's a happy medium, and I think that's also why I want to go for the blue one, because I think if they do an SCSA, they're gonna do the white color, right? So I think this is like I think they're gonna do an SCSA because it's the original Digivice. There's money in it, right? But this is I think a little bit of a stopgap. Hellfire says, do you think if they do a crossloader in this style? I'm not sure because I think if they're going to do a new crossloader, they'll probably do an SCSA. Same with Sabers. Same with
Cross.
Can you do Applemon?
I don't think Crosswars is as pop.
Yeah,
I think the popularity for Crosswars is not enough to do something like this. This is a venture, so they know they've got venture money.
This is definitely more development cost for sure. Spin Dash says we've gotten 4 CSAs of the classic Digivice. Technically, we only got 1 CSA of the classic Digivice, which was the version 1999. The other 3 were Tri. So it was the Tri Digivice, the Merciful Mode, and then the Kizuna broken orange one. Kyle says, why not the orange? I just like blue more. it's not too much of a reason.
Plus, if it comes with a harmonica, Sam can add it to his orb collection.
That's true. Psycho says, I just want to Digivice all the Evos in it. Don't need games because it wouldn't be show accurate. That's kind of how I feel. This actually reminds me a lot. It's way more complicated, but it reminds me of how the 2020 Digivice has the light feature and does the fancy Evo evolution animations, but is still a game-based one. It's just not a pedometer, so. Hellfire says, so when will we get the SCSA phone? I mean, that's actually a possibility thanks to the Fize stuff. Weirdly enough. And Alex says it's possible to get a crossover between Digimon and Super Sentai. Yeah, it's called Digimon Frontier. But no, I mean, cross-franchise stuff is crazy. Yeah, for some reason I couldn't find the photo of the charging port, but it's... Oh, wait, I know how to find it. Following this up, the UK, US, UK, and more pre-orders are coming. They're not just coming, but they're already up on P-Banda US for...
95 is not bad, honestly.
95 is not bad. So, what's interesting... Yeah, they are coming to the UK. I think it's Bandai Shop UK, as opposed to P-Bandai. Let's look at this real quick. So, I'm starting to get a little lost in the Digimon news. Apologize. We've got the Digimon X's with the fancy art. They're $50. The Digivice itself is $95, and the deluxe editions are $120. And so for $25, you get a color, colored casing, and then also get an art book and the tags and crest. That'd be kind of, yeah. I think the price difference is not too bad, honestly. What I looked at with the yen price discrepancy between the regular and the deluxe is way higher than the USD price, which is interesting. These do ship in September, and they close a lot earlier than Japan. In Japan, they close on the April 22nd. For P-Bandai US, it closes on April 3rd. Here's the charging port. That's what we're looking for. It's a little flap on the bottom, kind of like where nothing's going on the original. It's just a little bit of a flap, and you can use the USB-C. Here's a picture of what it looks like without the screen turned on. It's just a little black void there. Yeah, good point, Spin Dash. If you're going to order this from P-Bandai US, see if you can get it in before the 22nd, because you can get a coupon for free shipping on orders over $99. So that won't help if you're getting the regular one, but if you're getting the deluxe one, you can you can get it free shipping. When do these Digimon X's come out? These come out in October, so you can't ship them together. But anyways, I think that's everything on Digimon. Do we have any other thoughts on the VPAT? I'm probably buying it.
I mean, of course you're buying it.
Of course, I'm buying it. I don't know why I ever thought I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, again, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, nah. Digimon, yes.
Yep, totally. All right, we have just a little bit of news left. I know we've gone through so much today. I'm ready to just call it good, but we're almost
the 7
there.
already. Oh, the 7 already. My God.
I know it's the back-to-back Transformers and Digimon really did it. Okay, so we're gonna fly through this McFarlane Toys news. I mean fly. You ready for me to just read you stuff, guys? It's gonna be great. All right, it's no longer Digimon Car McFarlane. So they revealed a new wave of Justice League themed or JLA themed wave of McFarlane DC Multiverse. First up is Electric Blue Superman. He was on the JLA at the time. He looks good, right? It's
Red one's pretty much coming because you can't do one without the other.
Yep. We're getting the 90s Aquaman with the hook hand and the chainmail arm, which is pretty cool.
That's great.
For some reason, Jon Stewart's here.
I mean, classic one. I like
classic one, but the rest of this wave is based on Grant Morrison's JLA, and then Jon Stewart's here, who was never on that team. Kyle Rayner was the one on that team, but he's coming out in a 2-pack. Wally West is on that team, but he's coming out, at Target. Wonder Woman's on that team, but she just came out. Martian Manhunter's on the team, but that's the same design they've done before. I think we could have subbed in one of the sub members of this team, like Aztec or something. It's just classic John is kind of a weird pick.
But he's kind of a skew. Aztec is who will buy Aztec?
I would buy Aztec. I mean, they made Wave Rider.
Yeah, true.
And then the last one in the wave is the Batman in the Keaton look with the short ears. Three Jokers.
This is the Three Jokers mold, which I never was too big of a mold, but so I was thinking do I want to get this wave because I didn't know the Build-A-Figure yet, and then I saw
the Plastic Man Build-A-Figure.
And I saw the Plastic Man. I was like, damn it, I have to get this wave because I love Plastic Man. He looks great.
AR said Orion. That would have been a good pick too. But this Orion, Plastic Man. Oh, this Plastic Man looks amazing. He actually comes with stretchy parts. Yeah,
because I always I remember the DC Universe costume was a Comic-Con exclusive, and he came with all the cool stuff, which is really cool. But it was Comic-Con exclusive.
I had to pay like $60 for mine.
Yeah, but man, that's actually really smart because Plastic Man, like any stretchy character, it's kind of hard to do under a semi-budget. So making a Build-A-Figure, Build-A-Figure with just each figure coming with multiple limbs is genius. And he looks so good. I love him. He looks so fantastic.
This wave goes up for pre-order on the 13th, so keep an eye out. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for sure because I'm super excited. All right, this next segment is Kamen Rider Geats toys. Bandai just decided, you know what?
What's this kind of speed run?
Yeah, we'll speed run it because I have little to no care. But we're gonna still highlight them.
Also, a lot of them are just repaints.
For some reason, my title card got off center. Hold on, we gotta fix it. Boom. There's Bandai Geats Flood. All right.
OCD, go.
All right, on P Bandai US and other retailers, SH Figure Arts, Kamen Rider, Masked Rider Buffa Fever Zombie form. I don't know.
Make up your mind. Which?
Yep.
Make up your mind.
This is Buffa arms, Buffa legs, and the gold skirt. No Jamashin parts, like a lot of people have mentioned. This was a form he used twice. So
is it just a glorified re-release or what?
Glorified re-release, and that way you can get zombie legs. But I don't know why we're not doing armor packs at this rate. That's just my thing. But if you want it, $82 comes out October or September in Japan. The rest of the segment is brought to you by Spin-54 because he did the work I don't have to. He just translated all these things. There is Revolve Change P Bandai sets 9, 10, and 11. Set 9 is Geats Oneness and Cross Geats, which looks like that. Set 10 is Buffa Plosion Rage, Damashin, Fever, Command, and Raising, which is essentially what that Figuart should have been. Why was this not the Figuart pack, right?
I know, right?
And then lastly, Doom's Geats and Geats 9, optional part. No, it's Doom's Geats, and then he comes with hands for Geats 9.
These are. I find these are okay to be P Bandai.
Yeah.
I still hate the rest of the
They're all
line
movie
became
stuff,
P
so.
Bandai. Yeah,
Yeah.
these makes it be P Bandai. I hate
But
the
like
rest of it.
Nago and
line.
Punk Jack being P Bandai was crazy.
Because I think this is like some of the best gimmick figures Bandai has made for
Mhm.
Rider. Just too bad that it was locked away to P Bandai.
Yep, it lasted a long time. All right, then we are getting re-releases of the Doom Geats buckle, the Vision, not the Vision Driver, that second Vision Driver thing, the high spec belt, and the base belt piece. That if you just wanted the belt piece. All right, next up, we've got the Sound ID Core Ace and Sumuri version plus Kamen Rider Core ID Set 3 coming out in August. It's Ace's ID Core with dialogue of him and Sumuri. Nago's is now a more show-accurate color. Brawley and Turban get their ID cores, and Letter and Togachi get cracked ID cores. So it's just filling in the last gaps at this point.
Go, Brawley! Go, Brawley!
So yeah, it's just filling in gaps, and that's neat. All right, and then the Monster Raised Buckle is getting a memorial edition with lines from Win and Daichi, the two major users of it, coming out in August. It's my birthday month. And it'll have more accurate colors and molding on the back as well. And then to round it out, in case you don't have Geats 9 yet, there is a Memorial Edition Geats 9 Raised Buckle that has lines for Sumuri and Ace, and there's also music included, including Trust Last, so I imagine that scene where he shushes the theme song from playing will be included, and that'll be neat.
People wonder why Geats is the next Rider series to get a Blu-ray release in the US. Here's why.
And also, why is Geats $100? Because of the license. Because there's a lot of merchandise attached to it.
Yep.
All right, 2 more pieces of news, and then I'm ending it because I'm so tired. It's been a long stream, or just it's really packed stream. It's not been that long.
Maybe it's daylight saving time screwing me over, but it feels like we just began the stream. I don't know why.
I know, it's like we've been going 2 solid hours, and I'm like, let's wrap it up. All right, let's turn off Geats Flood. Let's go to Hasbro News. Why is that off center too? I fixed all of my title cards ahead of time, and then OBS was like, no, we're gonna just off center them. All right. So here we go. Part of the Walmart Collector Con on March 14th at 7 a.m. Pacific. So it's 9. Is that 10 a.m. Eastern?
Yes.
Okay. So 1 hour before the stream, you got to pre-order your Walmart exclusive Transformers. And also, if you want to get the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 127, Night Force, Jason, Shockwave, Faria, and Night Pursuit Cycle. This is essentially, it's Shockwave.
Not that one.
Not the Transformer. One. Shockwave, now in Night Force camo, with a helmet, and a repaint of the Ram cycle, now called the Night Pursuit cycle, and then just a whole whack of guns plus a drone. And, I was like, do I need this? And the answer became, well, I have everybody else from Night Force.
Air and Universe could do something really funny with these two.
I want Shockwave to meet Shockwave, please. I want them to meet, and he'd be like, you stole my name. He'd be like, no, you stole my name.
And knowing how Air Universe is, one's going to go splat.
Yep. Mr. Dookie says, looks like a gun pack that comes with a bonus Shockwave. Yeah, kind of. I feel that way, too.
They should have thrown the Gunbo Shockwave Easter egg somewhere in this accessory.
That would have been neat. I'm still going to get it, though. I mean, $55 is...
Oh, you get a lot. You get a lot.
You get a lot. I mean, you get a whole vehicle. So...
Is this no Shockwave's actual character, not an army builder, right?
Yeah, no, he's an actual character. That's why he's the Night Force version.
He just kind of looks kind of generic. That's why he's a army builder kind of character.
He can go hang out with Night Force Tunnel Rat as like, oh, we're the 2 guys in Night Force that have regular variants, whereas like Big Ben, Shooter, and Wolf Spider don't have regular variants yet. Anyways, he looks cool. And then to round out, we're just going to go with the other toy news. Here's the rest of Walmart Collector Con. I'm just going to scroll past this so we can kind of like remember what's going up on Thursday. So Night Force Shockwave, Nazi Captain America, some WWE thing, that Star Wars droid that Carl Weathers had, rest in peace, King. That Mandalorian Night Owl figure that every time I see her, I think it's just Kosaka Reeves, but then I remember the colors are just slightly darker. Inferno Ghostface from Scream is a NECA figure, and the NECA figures are not Walmart exclusive. They are Walmart first. So they'll be at Walmart first, then other retailers later. The animated Prowler, the animated Prowler.
You gotta say.
Some guy that tried to take over DC and failed, The Rock. The Turtles of Grayskull Krang. Panini Prism Basketball 24-pack retail box trading cards. Okay.
Woo!
1987 Turtles 4-pack. Woo.
Another one.
I guess. Ferric, Booker T, this Dungeons and Dragons figure on a retro card, which is already $5 off. Someone put the wrong price up.
Is that the NECA figure, right?
That's the NECA figure of War Duke, yeah.
Yeah.
AR says, as a wrestling fan, I'm living for these descriptions. You're welcome. I know nothing about this wrestling, to be honest. I just know the people.
Yeah, I was saying, right now, Sound just trying to remember what Wheels says when he's watching WWE or something.
Pretty much. We got a Bandai One-Piece trading card flanked by Legends double pack set, whatever that is. We've got Sting, not the musical artist that was in Dune. Rob Van Dam, not related to Jean-Claude. There's Matt Jackson, not related to Michael. Lockdown, there's not in like any order. There's Nick Jackson, who I assume might be related to Matt Jackson. I don't know. That's AEW stuff. Master Universe Origins, Lord Grasp, which is one of the Snake Men that they hadn't released. He's going up. We've got Stevie Ray. That's cool. I don't know who Stevie Ray
I'm surprised
is.
to see some Origin stuff still available. Well, I mean, these are
Yeah.
like retail exclusive, but I thought they'll be. I thought Origin's now exclusive to Mattel Creations now.
Thank you, everybody, for letting me know they were brothers. I took a guess. I'm glad to feel I was right. Mutated Mossman for the Turtles of Grayskull. See you later, Don Ranger Power. Poppy Playtime Catnap Deluxe Plush, what everybody wants in this chat, right? Anybody know what that is? I legitimately want to know.
I do, but I knew you're not gonna know that.
Ryan's like, I know, and he won't, and that's good.
I know. As soon as you said that, I can just feel the old man coming off of you.
Yep. Last Ronin Casey Jones and Last Ronin First to Fall Raphael, which is the variant of the final battle. Again, first at Walmart, then at later.
I know you don't collect the Last Ronin stuff. Are you gonna get the Casey?
I'm getting the Casey, yeah. I'm gonna wait till he hits retail. I'm not gonna get him at Walmart. I'm just gonna get him later, but I will get the Casey. There is the Motu Terror Alien Snake Men, so another one of the Snake Men guys. And we've got...
Where is he from? I don't recognize that character.
I have no idea. I think he was a canceled vintage figure. Or they just made him up with a bunch of parts from other figures.
I see Trapjaw arms, but and like a whiplash looking head, but with a
tail.
snake neck.
Yeah, and a whiplash tail, yeah. Eddie Guerrero from WD Monday Night War.
First I thought that was Luke Kane for a quick second.
Yeah. Filch, Cannonball, One Piece Zoro and Sanji starter deck. Ooh.
That's my favorite Transformer.
Oh, I might grab that. Ooh, the figure based on Lost Media, the London After Midnight, Edward C. Burke. Again, I'm gonna wait till it shows up at other retailers because I don't like buying NECA stuff from Walmart. It's always a mess.
I mean, hey, look, there's something you had to pirate for a long time: a pirate card game and 2 pirates.
It's all appropriate. And that's pretty much it. So that's all going up at, what was that? 7 a.m. Pacific on Thursday. So 2 days, 14 hours, 44 minutes, and currently 11 seconds. So 7 a.m. Pacific. There's that. And we're done. That's the news.
Yay!
Woo! We made it.
Since he's not here, I guess to repeat, Fire Cow streams Tuesdays on Twitch.tv at Fighter Cows. We're going to be playing King of Fighters as he is the #1 U.S. King of Fighters 15 player.
And he will be on tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern for that, which will be pretty great.
And you can find me at Darko643 on your YouTube and Twitter. I do archivations like the one you see this very channel. And I will probably have a thumbnail ready for Sounds G.I. Joe G.I. Joe Rundown Friday. So you want archivations, feel free to either DM me on Twitter or on Sounds Discord Protocol.
And for fun, once Ryan sends me the thumbnail for G.I. Joe, I'll publish it to members. So if you want to become a member, you can hit the join button down below for perks like early access, early first looks, and all kinds of cool stuff. Plus, you get your names with special badges, and you can see videos early and things. So go check it out. It really helps support the channel, keeps the channel on a steady income besides just the ups and downs of ad revenue. So I really appreciate it if you guys
You
can
want,
support.
you want to help support the channel? Yeah, just here. Oh,
Hey,
and
Toma
don't
gifted
forget
a
the one
membership.
sub.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Also, yes, please hit the like button on the
And
stream and hit the subscribe button as well. And thank you to
who's
Toma for
getting
the
it?
surprise. Let's see who gets it.
Who's getting it?
YouTube's slow.
Okay,
Hey!
and our AR got it.
Yay! I'm happy to see when people... That's the other thing, too. If you want to help support the channel as well, you can gift memberships. It goes to a random person in the audience of the channel. You don't necessarily have to be live to get a gifted membership, but you can be gifted a membership, and that helps support the channel, and it helps somebody enjoy the perks and the experiences. So,
And you'll be shouted out in
times.
the next video.
Yep, there will be. I'm going to be doing. I gotta, yeah, because we got 6 more members today, so I gotta update the member shout out before the next video comes out. Speaking of which, the next video may not have super long early access because I'm waiting for a box to arrive so I can unbox it, and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. And if it's
So what he's
not, I'm
saying
going to
is-
sub in
it was-
another video. So
what he's saying Wednesday's video might be an unboxing video.
yes, Wednesday's video should be an unboxing, and if it's not, it's going to be something else that I come up with at the last moment. But Friday will be, if everything goes well, Friday will be the G.I. Joe rundown. It's time for rundown season to end. I think we're ready for it.
Put it out of the put. Oh,
I'm ready to be done with it.
I didn't realize something. Next,
Yes.
April Fools is on a Monday.
Yep.
We need to do something for that.
Maybe we should. But anyways, I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the videos this week, and have a good one.